Hello there, everybody, and welcome to Roll with Advantage. My name is Joe, and welcome to session number 45 of the Salamander Coast, titled There Be Giants, all right? So I don't know what's going to happen this session. It's just going to be a weird one, you know? We're probably where the title doesn't mean anything. I do want to say, before we dive into the little intro here, thank you to J Doors with a Z 30 for the.
Hi, John.
Not just the John. I know so many Johns now. I know 300% more Johns than I did before I started playing D&D now. So I knew one, and I know 3 more now. Thank you, John, for not only the follow, which is great, but also for the sub with Prime. That's so very kind of you. Also, there was another person 2 days ago, the Writing Gold. If you're here, thanks. You're cool. So are you, John. But yeah, so thank you so much for the follow. Thank you much for the sub with Prime. And on that note, let's roll the intro and dive in.
Fast.
I just missed my wife, you guys. All right, we're back.
How dare you miss your wife?
I know. If I'm, by the way, stream, if I'm extra weird this session, or if you're listening later, my wife has gone away for like a few days because she's doing this thing for her school, and I'm happy she's involved, but I miss her a lot already, and I've only been home for 2 hours. Not even. I've been home for an hour without her, and I already feel lost. So...
Man.
If I'm weird today, that's
somebody why. You literally cannot function without.
I mean, I'm functioning. I'm just not... I'm functioning. Yeah, I'm talking. I'm eating. I'm singing. All the things you need to do as a human being, right? I'm just way weirder. Because it's just... that part of my brain is gone now. Okay, so... Excuse me. Let's dive in. Sorry, I thought I heard the door open, but it was just the noise of the music. Freaked out there for a second. Okay, anyway, so as we now begin to dive in, as is tradition here on Roll with Advantage, I don't do the summary. I have my players do the summary. So I hope that whoever's turn it is to do the summary, you remembered, and you're not sitting to yourself like, oh, fuck, is it me? Is it me? I don't know.
Well, I know it's not me.
And I know it's not me.
I know it's not me.
It's me.
I almost had that panic this morning, but then I realized I was prepared.
Nice. There we go. Alrighty, so Gemma, Carasilla, it is your turn to do the summary. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Yes. So, last session we started in out in the mines outside of Fiataleth, heading straight into some combat with some Draugr. But the fight didn't prove to be all too terrible, with Cecily showing off some of her new little powers and a little bullet redirection from Shima. But after that combat, as we continued to explore a little bit more, we got into another fight with a singular beefy unkeg that absolutely almost wiped out the party. With Bianca ending the fight crushed underneath it, in a hole as well, and a lot of other people in the party not looking too hot either. So from its nasty corpse though, Morwen is able to pick up the Leviathan axe, and we later kind of realized that it probably belongs to Laufey. And given the state of things, the party decides to take a little short rest to heal things up. And during that rest, Bianca talks about what had happened earlier that morning, with her new connection with Valkyries, and also her brief little snoop into the spirits that wander Tyr's temple, and also talking about how she was almost caught by Odin, but seemingly saved by the cover of Loki, although there was no further interaction between them. The Dolskys also propose that after they complete their mission in Bromsgrove, that the rest of the party joins them and swear to become members of the Children of the Flame. The proposition goes generally well, especially with Bianca and Sunny, who both express interest in becoming closer with the light. So after that, the party marches on, and they come across a little journal belonging to one gleeman by the name of Aaron Marilyn. And inside, it talks about a meeting between Laufey and the Giants, or meeting with Laufey and the Giants, and a story that drafts the return of the Giants and the reckoning of the Fractured Peninsula. And it also mentions a failed dealing between Odin that supposedly led to the end of the Amaranthine Order. Finally, it also mentions how each of the members had to leave behind their close possessions. Laufey leaving behind the axe that Morwen now has, and Gleeman leaving behind a cloak. And so now we head forth to try and find this cloak, but have also found ourselves some unknown creatures, one seemingly controlling the other. But we have no idea what they are. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
There we go. Yeah, mwah, 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 indeed. So, as we zoom back in to our group of adventurers within the Mines of Midgard, as they've been called. This mine that you've now discovered is belonging to an ancient subspecies of dwarves known as the Dowie. Right, on the back of that throne that you found when you first entered, said, "Here lies where the radiant lord of the Dowie should sit." So, having that information, delving deep into the tomb, more and more and more information is given to you. And, as Gemma just said, down the hallway from where you're at, after just coming down the stairs, you hear the sound of thumping that you hadn't yet heard before. With that, I'll go ahead and pull everybody here. Hopefully it'll load a little bit better. There we go. All right. And with that, should be able to see your tokens. I would hope so. All right. And the doors are open in front of you, leading into a small area. What are you doing?
So, is the door to the south is that like hallway to the south is open, right? But then these doors to the west, is that where we heard the noises, or was it to the south?
Yeah, you heard it coming from here. To the south, this is just like a giant hole in the ground. So as you peer out, this is like a window almost, but it's like chain link. And as you look through, all you can just see is darkness. Even with your 90 feet of dark vision, Bianca, it's still just darkness. It's rock and stone.
Can
Well,
we assume that that hole is linked to the hole the Ankeg came out of, based on just positioning? I'm only asking because I see the little shadow of like the ruined grate, and I think there was a ruined grate up top.
Correct.
If
Yeah.
it's not, that's fine. I'm just curious.
No, you're right. You're right.
All right. I mean, that doesn't help us in any way. I'm just wondering.
but now we know.
Now we know, and knowing is half the battle.
So
Exactly.
basically, we have to go straight to where we hear that sound.
Correct.
Yeah.
Is there a further down? I can't tell with these stairs.
Yeah, there is. There's just one more level down, yeah.
So we can either keep going down or enter this room.
And investigate,
Right.
yeah.
So there's an open door in front of us, and then is that next door open as well into the room?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
And it,
quietly take a peek or just head in?
I think we should quietly take a peek.
I'm going to stand very still then because I'm not quiet.
I can go.
Okay, I'll go with you.
I mean, if anybody else wants to, they can.
I'll go with
Cecily will-
Desmond.
Cecily will just stand guard. She's better at these things from a distance.
So, like, if we, like, just, like, step in and just... How much do we see just by stepping in, like, here as quietly as we can?
Currently what you would see stepping in that far you would see that there is, for one, a doorway, a set of double doors right in front of you. And it seems like it's a smaller room. This is like a conjoining, room to 3 other rooms. So there's the one directly in front of you, and then you can just barely see the frames of doors on each side, heading north and heading south.
And we can't tell if the sound is coming from like the left or right of the room.
Make a perception check, the both of you, as you're just sort of leaning in closer, snooping along.
I should have pulled this up already.
Where the hell's my D20? It's the only one not in the box.
This is funny.
Someone stole it.
Oh, that's a 19
Oh, okay.
with a +0 modifier.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Raw 20. Or
And
19.
mine is a 16.
Okay, 16 and 20. Both of those are high enough. You can tell that the that sound it sounds like thumping against stone or iron. You can hear that coming from this northward direction.
Should
Okay.
we press on?
Let's see if we can just see what it looks like. So if we just step forward a little bit, can we see it without getting right up to the door?
Getting right up. You can tell from where you're at that the doors to the north, south, and what would be west are all closed. And you
But
can
we
tell
don't.
that, yeah, you don't see anything in here. Whatever it is, it's coming from behind the door. And just as a note, these doors are made of solid stone, so you can maybe try and peek
Oh.
under it, but there's no keyhole to look through. Sorry,
Okay.
no Dishonored tricks here.
Oh, boo.
Okay.
I mean, we could always try pressing our ear up against them. I don't know if that would get us much better of a read on anything, but
I don't know. We can try.
they're all are they latched shut or just
Just
Shut.
closed. They don't look
Closed.
latched or anything. They
Okay.
just look like slabs of stone that seem to be intricately carved and some script like dwarvish with different, not hieroglyphics necessarily, but they are engraved with different depictions of dwarves.
Suni's gonna look to Bianca for permission, and then go try to put his ear on the opposite facing door from where the noise is coming, so the southward facing. Trying to see if there's anything in that door.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll give him a nod.
Make a perception check as you lean your ear whole up against that door.
Oh, that's another good roll. That's an 18. Again,
18.
the fatal 0.
Okay. So it is dead quiet. Lean your ear up, and for a second you just think that you're not hearing anything, but I mean, you're fairly confident that there is nothing moving in there at all.
He will, as quietly as he can, whisper that to Bianca.
Okay. Well, then she'll take that information and just quietly get back to the party and kind of just let them know, okay, so there's noise coming from this side and there's no noise coming from the other side.
And then I'll also put my ear up to the western facing door as well while I'm at it.
Western facing door. Yeah, go for it. Make
You want
another-
one more? Or do you
Yeah.
want?
One more.
Okay. 13.
13. Okay. Yeah, nothing again.
hmm
It seems like the only place where noise is originating from is this northward corridor.
I really want to just open the doors and walk in, but I know that that's more trouble than it's worth, and I'm trying to be a better person as of late, so he would do that.
Okay.
He'll just pop back in. There I am.
Pop back away.
And then he'll whisper again, nothing in the other door either.
Okay, and she'll relay that as well. So, do we want to try one of the doors that has no noise first?
Well, Given the last thing we tried to fuck with, yeah, that might be good.
Okay. I like that plan.
There's
Any
no enemy in
objections?
the next room, right? There's none.
From the west and from the south, nothing. Just from the north room is there noise.
Right, but just like in the next room, like where the doors are, there's no creatures. So like we're all safe to walk into there.
Correct, yeah. As far as you can tell.
Yeah. Probably the one without noise.
Which one do we want, south or west?
West. Gut instinct. Logic behind it? Nah.
Suni will go ahead and quietly as he can. Oh, it's way over here. Look to everybody and then open the door very quietly if he can.
Okay. So, as you look inside, there are some ruined crates and 2 chests that seem that they are not open.
Okay. First things first, he's gonna look up just to make sure, because I ain't fucking with that again.
You look up, and Suni, you see stone.
Oh, thank God. Okay. He had me
Stone
there in the
barnacles
first
and
time.
they eat you alive.
But the door locks and it starts getting closer.
Do there look like there are traps or some type of magic source coming off of any of these crates or chests that look dangerous at all?
Yeah, go ahead and make a investigation check.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
That is 19.
19? Okay. You can tell that this bottom chest here and the top chest are both not only locked, but they are both trapped. However, the crates that are along the wall that are smashed, there's nothing magical nor nothing trapped about them. It's just these 2 chests right here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Suni's gonna look up at, I guess, Bianca and Morwen, since they're right there, and say, "They're locked and trapped, but I can open them if you guys want me to."
Bianca's gonna look to Morwen. Oh, if he can do it, I don't see why not.
You feel good about that? They're trapped. You're the one that's kind of.
Hey, this
Putting it on the
was
line.
my job for, like 2 months or something. So
No,
I'm like
fair.
a pro.
It's just been a rough day, but hey, if you're
I
feeling
understand.
good,
Okay,
I'll go for it.
this is my time to shine. I got this.
Just understand, I'm going to support you from over here.
Understandable. I would do the same if I were you. And then he's gonna
I
reach in
will
and
back
grab
up.
his thieves' tool and start with the bottom one.
Bottom one? Okay. Make a thieves' tools check.
Also, as all
Okay.
this is happening, Carousel just wants to be listening out just to see if there's any changes with the room above them.
No, it is almost, it's not necessarily rhythmic, but it is persistent, for sure.
Yeah, just gotta listen just in case there's anything changing up there.
There's 17.
17? Okay. So with this one, you fiddle around for a bit, and this is just to disarm the trap right now, not to unlock it. You fiddle with it, and you feel this, like, tick and this noise of a weight dropping, but controlled, as you successfully disarm the trap.
Okay. Now to the lock.
Okay, now the lock. Make another thieves' tools check.
Less good. That's 13.
13. You begin to fidget with it and pull, and you start pulling a little bit too tight. They don't break yet. You have one more chance. Try and fix what you're doing, but if you fail again, the thieves' tools are going to break and the lock's going to be jammed.
Okay. I'll try one more time.
Okay.
That's an 18.
18? Okay, with that,
Yeah.
click and thrust and flick. With that, you can hear the lock click, unlock, and the chest is now able to be opened.
He'll wipe his brow and very, very carefully open the chest.
Okay. As you do, there is this, like, exhalation of dust just that flies out of it. As there was some pocket of air maybe that was trapped in here, but that dust flies out, and you can see, well, you wonder what the big to-do was about. Why there was so much protection for this one small thing, because all you see in here is a raggedy cloak. It looks maybe not necessarily the most well kept and well cared for. It's dirty, it's a little musty, and on top of that, it's not even very well made. It looks like somebody took maybe 40, 50 different small patches of fabric and quilted them all together in one cloak.
He'll kind of look at it, squinting a little bit, and then just, and then he'll walk out and say, present it to everybody, say, behind chest number 1 is this dusty, dirty, smelly old cloak. Anybody?
Colorful.
Yeah, is there anything magical about it?
Make a Arcana check. Carousel.
Suni will hand it to Carasilla.
That is a 17.
Yeah.
17. Okay. 17. You can tell that this whoa, Trouble. All right. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Hi there, everybody. This is Trouble. He's great. So, okay, all right, bud. Okay, all right, that's fine. So you can tell that the circlet, or not the circlet, what? You can tell that the cloak itself is magical, and it seems as though this effect that's on it, this dirty, dingy, dusty effect, is just that. It's a magical effect.
I suggest this might be our Gleeman's cloak.
What does it do?
I am not entirely sure. But that might be something that needs to be discovered on a bit more investigation.
Sounded quite proud of it, though, so certainly not just for, and as Morn looks at it, its color palette.
Oh well, on to the next one. And then I'll try to get the next one in if anybody has anything else.
Nah, go for it.
Were you gonna say something, Connor?
No. I want to put the coat on, but that's not smart.
Put the coat on.
Yeah, it's not. Okay, I want to.
Like the one just given to Carasilla?
Oh, no, sorry. My bad. Zoned out for a minute. Sorry, I'm very tired.
That's okay.
You're good, fam.
Okay. So then, Suni, you head up to the top one.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a Thieves' Tools check for the trap.
17.
17. Okay. So you can tell that this one is a little bit more intensive. It's a little bit more dangerous, but you are able to do the same thing. With a flick of the wrist and a click, you seemingly disarm the trap.
Nice. Okay, onto the lock.
Okay. All right. Make another Thieves' Tools check.
That is a 23.
23. Alrighty, very good. So this lock was very difficult, and it seems like it was that way on purpose. And you have to take maybe like 30, 45 seconds and really focus, really concentrate, flick and click, and the chest unlocks. As you open it, you can see that there's not a magical effect like with the dust and debris that flew out of the other one. Instead, what sits in here, there are 3 what looks to be like broken, cracked pieces of slate. There is one that has more of a greenish hue, one that has more of a purple hue, and one that has more of a blue hue.
Okay, he will gently pick them up and bring them out to everybody. And on chest number 2 is these things. I think we did pretty well today.
Is there anything
know.
kind of off about them, Joe, from us all looking at them?
Yeah, make like what do you mean?
I mean, do they just look like random pieces of rock colored different colors, or do we sense magic from them? Like they look like some sort of a key? Just looking at them, is there anything that just kind of immediately raises an eyebrow to seasoned adventurers?
Yeah, so go ahead and make an investigation check, we'll say.
All right.
You're just kind of looking them over, trying to see if there's anything special, anything carved, anything like that.
19.
19. Okay. One thing that's kind of odd about them is, and Suni, you would have maybe noticed this a little bit, but not really too much when you went to go pick it up. But Morwen, as you start to mess around with them a little bit more, you can see that the hardness or softness of this piece of slate changes based off of how much pressure is applied to it. So when you just kind of let it set in your hand and are applying no pressure to it almost at all, it is like jello almost. But then the moment you start pressing into it in any way, shape, or form, it starts to harden until eventually you're pushing as hard as you can and it feels as solid as rock.
Wow. Based on that, does Warren have any idea what these things are?
Make an Arcana check, we'll say. This is a hard one, so.
They're
21.
stress balls.
21?
21.
Yeah.
I honestly, you're not quite sure. You haven't heard anything.
Fair enough.
Yeah, which even with a 21, it's just not common.
But yeah, she would relay that information. What are they for? Don't know. And she'll just hand him back to Suni because he has the bag, or if he just wants to hold on to him anyway.
He's gonna play with him.
Fair enough.
Just rock
Well.
after all, so.
Yeah.
That's colored rock, Joe.
That's a good point, yeah.
Well, that's one door down.
I'll also pop open the crates if they're there just to see if there's anything inside.
Yeah, you find something that would actually excite Cecily quite a bit. Moldy bread.
Stale bread.
Moldy
Oh
bread,
my
yeah.
god.
Cecily, I got one for you.
Is it fresh? Why did I ask that? It's not.
Am I okay to put it back, or do you actually? I just don't want to.
I have some standards.
Okay.
Insight check.
To quote Joe, no insight check necessary. Yeah.
More just smirks.
So you will toss it behind him.
Bianca will check
Clunk.
out this next door.
The bottom one?
Just yeah,
Being
poke her head
yourself.
through it.
Okay.
Yeah, not the other one, not the one with the noise. No, thank you.
Well, if you insist. Okay. So,
Just gonna poke her head in. What's in here?
Mhm.
Oh, there's things.
Like
Oh,
things that are gonna attack us. Things.
wait a second.
Potentially.
Wait a second. All right, let me set the scene, okay? So, Bianca, as you peer in, right, it's worth noting that opening the door is loud. Like I said, they are heavy stone.
fuck.
As you begin to push into one, the stone does begin to scrape on the ground. So, you continue to push through that as it locks into place. Suni shushes you, and you can see within this room, for one, a collapsed wall on this side, seemingly leading out into some kind of tunnel. And then you see 4 coffins, stone coffins, that some of them seem broken, some of them still seem full and not tampered with. And the ones that are broken, you can see these like gnarled, bony hands sticking out of the top.
That's not what dead things are supposed to do. Well, she's gonna turn around and just be like, so, more dead things. here.
Like dead or half dead?
I don't know yet. I just thought I'd let everyone be aware first.
Here, let me.
And then there's a
take
ton. Well, there's a tunnel leading out, but I don't. On first glance, there isn't like chests or anything, but it could be a route to somewhere else to explore. It's not really. It doesn't look like it was intended. It's a hole in the wall, so it's not like a continuance of the man-made mine.
I can tell if the things are dead or undead or not. You just need to give me a second so I can get that out of the way before we want to make any more decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I'll get out of his way of the door.
Suni will walk in and use his divine sense, just kind of breathing in slowly and deep around it. So undead within 60 feet of me, or celestials, or fiends.
Mm-hmm.
But
Let me look at divine text for just a moment.
mm-hmm.
Suni, view, features and traits, divine sense. All right, cool. You get 2 blips. One here, there you go, and one on the other open coffin.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I will also again look up just in case.
You look up and you see stone.
Thank God. Okay. Just what I want to hear. Okay. Suni will point out the 2 to Bianca and say that those are the ones that are undead and the others are not.
Okay. So, and then she's gonna just explain that to everybody else. So we have whatever's behind that door and undead behind this door. What are we? Who do we want to deal with next? I guess.
I mean, this door's already open, so I'd rather just go down this path because we know what's here, whereas we could open the other door and it could be a gate to hell or something. I don't know.
Yeah, plus what if we make noise at the other door and then these things wake up?
Well,
So-
If we make noise in the lower room, I imagine whatever's in the north room will also be alerted.
Yeah,
No,
I feel
it'll-
like we need to pick to one and close the door.
Well, at least if the thing up there hears us, it'll have to open at least one door first.
2 if we close the door.
Hell
I
yeah.
mean- My gut's just saying let's stick with this one. I mean, they're undead. The less undead we fought were simple enough, at least.
Do
Yeah.
they look similar to the other ones, Joe?
Right now you can really only see like a hand or a foot out of each.
Uh-huh.
I mean, as far as Suni can tell, both are corpses.
A corpse is a corpse. That's
corpse
what I
is a
always
corpse. Yep.
Of course.
say. Of course it is.
Woo!
well, at least we have the jump on these guys too. We won't be surprised.
Do we want to just try to get the deed done in one
Yeah.
motion?
I'm fine with that.
Sounds
Yeah, why
good.
not?
Mhm.
We'll split up on the 2 as quiet as we can.
Okay. I guess
mean,
that settles it.
I'm not a quiet person, so I'll just stay here until things actually happen.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, Cecily will also just get ready to twin cast Firebolt and shoot both of them. So that's the most help she can be.
Suni will go over to the one. I think you said it was over here, Joe.
Stop you right there.
The
Oh.
one on the bottom that's open. Oh, shit.
I fucked up. I'm sorry.
So,
It always happens.
As you begin skulking around this like pathway right here, and you end up walking right next to this tomb right here. And I would like to direct you to the last sentence, the second to last sentence of Divine Sense. As an action, you, until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hollowing spell or known location of any celestial a celestial fiend within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
As Suni, you walk next to the coffin, and as soon as you get within 5 feet, you hear as the stone breaks and cracks open, and for a moment, you just feel this sense of fear right in the core of your stomach as you look And this undead that is coming out of here is different. You can see that as it bursts out of the tomb, it doesn't look weak and malnourished like the other ones. You can see this one has like ice running through its veins, where its face is this cool blue, its eyes like frozen mist, and this axe that it has in its hand is just sheathed in ice. As it steps up, and before you even have a chance to react, it just bursts through and then brings that axe down right on your shoulder. As you can see, the other one does the same thing as it bursts out from its tomb as well. And the other two, you can see them just slowly begin to shamble and crawl out. And in that moment, Bianca, as you just followed him in, the door slams right behind Bianca and Suni.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Nice.
So with that,
Cool.
on that note, I would like everybody to roll for initiative.
Oh, is it like a lot? Yeah.
Huh?
Wait, I'm sorry. So you said that it's matched it's something onto me.
It's axe, so it's making an attack.
Did
so-
you roll damage yet? I just wasn't sure if I missed that or not.
No. So how it works is it's a surprise round, so that just means the Draugr get a round of combat
I gotcha. Yep, I'm with you.
before you do. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go ahead and here we go. Yep. Perfect. Beautiful. Stunning. Delicious. All right.
Sure.
Roll initiative. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and roll for all these bad boys. 1, 2, 3, 4. I realize this is not going to add their modifiers because they're not on here anymore. That's great. Okay. That's fine. Whatever. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Forgot about that. Okay. All right, Bianca, what'd you get?
17.
17. Cecily, what'd you get?
11.
11. Okay. Carasilla, what'd you get?
7.
7?
Yeah.
That's sad. All right, Mormon, what'd you get?
14.
14. Suni?
16.
16. All right. Okay. All righty, cool. So, surprise round of combat, what we have here. Let me go ahead and begin this. So, surprise round, and the enemies are going to get a turn first. Now, Ashima, you would have gone first, but what... Ashima, you have grown this sort of sixth sense. Same as Suni has, just not nearly something as you can as easily call on. As Suni, he can sort of summon that sense and channel it and focus it for a minute. While you, it's just something almost more like a spidey sense, where the brief moment before it happens, you get this twinge of dark energy if it's being coalesced near you. As Ashima, you have a very familiar feeling come over you from behind you. As soon as you turn around with your staff and look, you can see this creature beginning to make its way out of the stone. Just seamless, amorphic shadow, just formed of nothing. Just shade. As it appears behind you and immediately tries to just move in towards you and try and devour a part of your essence. So that's where we're going to go ahead and start first with this shadow. So that's going to go ahead and be a... Okay, so that is a 16. Does that hit?
That does not hit.
No, I figured it did not. Okay, and that is going to be the end of its turn there. Easy enough. Exit out of that. Don't need that, and can exit out of that. Okay, alrighty, cool. So, then that'll be the end of its turn. As it is now within the realm of combat, so we'll go ahead and unhide it. Skip past Bianca, then we come to Draugr number 1, which is the one that brought down the axe on you, Suni. So here we go. So hand axe, it's going to be 1d. Oh, wow. All right, so 1d6, or well, d20 to hit, so 4. So it's a 14 to hit for the first attack.
Oh, that's a miss.
And then the second attack, that is an 8. Okay, so both of those are going to miss.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. So then we come to not Suni.
It's a good day for Suni.
Surprise round. Then we come to this Draugr right here, which is going to shamble over towards you, Suni. It's going to get right about there. A little bit weaker, like I said. This is going to go ahead and make an attack against you. So that is going to be, that's a natural 20.
Nice.
Luckily, it's on the weaker one. All right. So that's a flat 6 plus 3 for 9. So that's going to be 9 points of slashing damage and then 3 points of cold damage for a total of 12. Okay. Then we have Caracilla. Then we come to this Draugr. Oh, Suni. I have 10, 15, 20,
It's fine.
25, 30. Oh, no. Okay, this one's going to come for you. Let's see. That's a 4 plus 6. That's 10. That's going to be a miss. Then we have Caracilla. Being a member of the Children of the Flame, you're also familiar with that same feeling that Ashima is, as you can feel one of those wispy shadows appear near you as it attempts to attack you as well. Boom. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so shadow, strength drain. Huh. What'd we get? Where are we at? Ooh, okay. That is going to be a 23 to hit Caracilla.
Yes.
And that is going to be 11 points of necrotic damage. And I need you. Oh, no. God. Okay, so no saving throw at all. Just got to roll a d4 here. So your strength score is reduced by 3.
Awesome.
Yes.
Wonderful.
All right.
Can you do like temporary modifiers like that on D&D Beyond? Is that a thing you can do?
Oh, yeah, you can. You just have to go into the character builder and then go to your ability scores, and then it's like other modifier, just put -3, and then that way you can edit it when the time comes. Yes, Trouble, please. Please don't lick my toes. Now is not the time. Okay, and then one last Draugr, which is going to... I'm so sorry. Oh, this is not good. Okay, and then we have attack here. That is a 7 plus 6, which is 13, which is a miss. Okay, all right, so then we come up to the top of the turn order now. As it is happening, no longer a surprise round. Ashima, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay. Well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm gonna try and bash the shade fella in front of me with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
It's 25 to hit.
That'll do it.
Okay. 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. Very cool. Okay.
And then channeling the key to surround my palms. I'm just gonna do 2 palm strikes, a right and a left, right into its face, trying to like force it back into the ground. That's gonna be a 21 and an 11. Although the animated dice is cocked, so I feel like I shouldn't have anyways.
The 21 will hit, the 11 won't.
Okay, sorry. And that's going to be 6 points of damage.
Okay, for a total of 20?
Mm-hmm.
So, Ashima, as you whip around, crack with the staff, and then go to hit the first time, as you go and just chop through it, that radiant energy that is within you as a monk of the descendant of the way of Tongwu and of the 5 harmonies, just chopping through it, as you cut into it, that radiant energy bleeds into the shadow-like creature, as that is enough to kill the shadow. Okay.
Heck yeah. And then I'm going to pop over here to Caracilla and strike a ready stance.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just in case.
Or a sentinel stance, more like.
Haha.
Yeah. Alrighty. So then we come to the shadow that one is dead. On the 20 of initiative, before Bianca's turn, Karasilla, Ashima, Cecily, and Morwen, you can hear that thumping get even more aggressive and more angry as there is this noise that begins to echo through the hallway as you hear something slam against this door, and the stone cracks and then flies and breaks out of the way. So in a line there, the only person in the way of the door is Cecily. So Cecily, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as those two doors come flying off.
Mark, you're on mute.
What I said was incredible. Okay, dexterity saving throw. That is a 16.
Okay, that's going to be a success. So instead of taking 9 points of damage, you're just going to take 4 bludgeoning.
Amazing.
However, you are pushed out of the way of the door from the, like, as you dodge out of the way, so I'm going to move you right here, okay? So you get cut by one of the doors as the door open. Now, the hole in the wall, the door's being flung, crashed into these door now, even more stuff in the way. You can see this giant hand begin to reach through, bony and skeletal, crashing into the room as you now see what looks to be some type of giant, literal giant, sort of crawling on the ground, reaching its arm through, shoulders bumping and breaking into the walls. Mark, you got a little bit of static.
Yeah, my laptop is screaming right now, and I don't know why.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Forge has been a problem tonight for me. I'm just going to get that out there now, so I'll just mute myself for the time being.
Okay. So the shoulders crash into it, except you can see that it is... The bones are sort of collecting mist and frost, but the bones are exposed, as you can see that this is some type of undead giant. I'll open the door right there.
Oh.
If only Bianca and Cameron, you could see it. Bianca.
I'm like,
yeah.
Sounds real interesting.
I'll give
see what's going on with you.
give you a sneak peek there.
Oh my god.
Oh, ooh,
Oh fuck.
All right, there you go.
Okay. Well,
Just so
shut
you know
that
this.
door again. Just
Yep,
close
okay.
that. Right
I'll
on up.
stay in here.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there be giants.
There be giants. Yay! All right. We come to a Draugr. This Draugr that burst out, that is one of the frosty
Wait,
ones.
Did we skip me?
Oh, I'm so fucking sorry. Yes, Bianca.
It's okay. I just wanted to make sure.
You don't get a
well,
turn.
She's gonna dash and run to the hole. No, I'm kidding. She's going to.
I would rather fight an
Yeah.
Onkeg than save Suni.
Have fun, Suni. Okay, she's gonna come right here, and she's going to do Crimson Right, and then to the one to our left, she's going to. Oh, geez.
So sorry.
More ones.
Nice.
It's okay. She's going to use her sword on. So that was her bonus action. So her first attack is going to be on the Draugr to the right with the Crimson Right. And if it lands, let me see. Let me just roll that first. Wait, I was on the right thing. I think. There we go. That. Oh, well, that's a real low 9.
Yeah, sadly, a 9 on these creatures. Let me double check. Will not hit.
Okay, well then she's just gonna try and swing again because I would like to do the thing. Let's see here. Okay, 25.
25. That will hit.
Okay, so she's going to, since she deals Crimson Right damage on it, she's going to do Brand of Castigation. I believe I'm saying that right. Mostly for the effect of if this creature that's branded attacks a creature I can see within 5 feet of me or myself, the creature will suffer 4 psychic damage. So if it attacks me or Suni, it'll deal 4 psychic fight. Wow, words. Yeah, it'll do that. So let me do the damage though.
Yes. Roll your damage for the blade.
It is branded, and then that's 5 plus a d6.
6.
6, so 5 plus 6, 11.
5 plus 6, 11. That is a goodie. Alrighty.
And that is my turn.
Okay, so 11 point. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What are you doing? It's weird. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. What? What? Excuse me. Okay. Sorry. There we go. All right, that was weird. Okie dokie. So moving on from Bianca, then we have this Draugr right here. That is. Well, now that you did that, Bianca, you gave it a reason to not attack Suni. So good job.
Does it know? oh, not attack Suni.
Not
Like,
attack
not
Suni.
attack at all. Okay.
Yeah, so it is going to bring that axe around and swing it down towards you, and you can see the speed that this thing moves with. This is definitely some type of enhanced undead in some way, shape, or form. So let's see, with a plus 6, that's going to be a 19. That'll be 25, and that'll be a d6. So 3 points, or 3 points of slashing damage, and then 6 points of cold damage for a total of 9 points of damage total.
Okay, and then it takes 4 points of damage.
Boom. All right. 4 points of...
Does it do it every time they hit? Hold on.
Or is it just a creature that is branded?
Well, it's just a creature that's branded, but I don't know if it's every time it deals.
Oh,
Each
the creature
time
that...
the branded creature deals damage to you or a creature you can see within 5 feet of you, the creature suffers 4 psychic damage. So that's actually 8. Right? 2 hits?
No, it only hit you the once.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah. 1 hit, 4 damage. Gotcha.
Okay, cool. So did you brand this one then? The one that's to your right then, I suppose?
No, I was only able to hit one person. I think I can only brand one at a time.
So the one
but
that was...
I can move it. Once that one dies, I can move it though, so.
Okay, so the one that you branded is not the one that was attacking you.
Rude. Never mind.
Yes.
No psychic damage.
Okay. All right. Sune, it's your turn.
Okay, I can't see any of the things that are around me if there are things around me.
What? Maybe refresh your page.
You're surrounded.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew I was surrounded.
The only...
Because
Yeah, you're one creature away from being completely surrounded on this hex grid.
okay. Lovely.
I mean, Bianca's one of the creatures that's surrounding you, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
Still can't see any.
Oh, but now... What? Really? Here, let me do this. What about now? Do you see that one?
No.
Really?
Because it's all shadowy.
Oh, I know. Okay, gotcha. Here, all right, stop moving,
Sorry.
Does he have no dark vision? Is that
There you
what
go.
it's set on?
That was exactly why. All right, you should be able to see now.
Okay, yes, I can see now.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but it was funny because it was lit up behind me, but I couldn't see any of these people. Okay, well, I'm going to oh shit. Okay, they changed it, I'm pretty sure, for the breath weapon to be a cone all the time rather than just the line. I think.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna just try. Is there a way that I can get? I don't know how to put a cone on the thing, but just get the 3 who are in front of me and not hit Bianca?
With a cone, sadly, cones they widen as they go out. So
Okay,
they don't start wide and taper.
If I stood here, I know I would take opportunity attacks, but could I get the 3 of them
Then
and
yes.
not Bianca?
Yes, then yes.
Okay. Then
So you'll
he's
take...
going to back up a little bit, and then he'll kind of rear his head back and then out and shoot out a cone of this bronzy, golden, yellow lightning across all 3 of them.
Okay.
And it is a DC 12 strength save.
Okay, so before we get there, they're definitely gonna make their attack of opportunities against you. So the first one is the one that Bianca has
It's a dex
cursed.
save, I'm sorry.
So the first one's a miss. The second one is the same number. So they both miss as they go for the attack of opportunities. Then they have the strength saving throws.
Dex saving
throws. Okay.
Yeah.
So all of them are pretty stellar at dex. Okay. So that's another 2. That is an 11, and use a different dice. That is a 3. Okay, so they all fail.
Sweet. Okay, so they take 3d8 lightning damage. I just have to find my d8s. Sorry.
That's okay. Get your D8s.
Okay. So that is
clack,
not
clack.
very good. That's 7 points of lightning damage.
Okay, all right. 7 points.
And it also now only takes up one of my attacks rather than the whole action.
Okay, nice,
um,
nice.
So then I will link my swords together, and on the one right across from me, next to Bianca, I will kind of spinning it around, do an uppercut with the back end of my swords.
Okay, nice.
And that is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and then that is 9 plus 4 is 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. Very cool. All right.
And that's it. We're in a really cool formation, though. It's little.
Yeah, it's a circle.
Yeah, that's great. It's like you guys are playing ninja. Okay.
It's ultimate ninja.
Alrighty, Morwen, it's your turn.
All right. So first she's like, "Oh, I gotta get open this door." Then doors crash into those doors. She looks back. She's like, "What the hell?" So divided attention a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Okay, I'll take care of that. You guys get to them." She'll lift up her Leviathan axe and she's going to throw it at this giant.
Hell yeah. Roll
Right,
for an
that's a
attack.
19.
With the target as big as a barn, that'll hit.
I was hoping so. Man, this is like the first time I've used a D12 in years.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wow. This is a good D12. That's 17 points of damage. I rolled a 12.
Woo! Alrighty. 17 points of damage it is.
Bonus action, gonna call it back.
So you... And it just like wheels through the air, slams into the skull of this giant as it... It's interesting. As the axe is flying at it, you can see this look in its eyes that immediately turns back to rage. As it slams into the skull of the creature, it just yells as you withdraw the axe back and catch it in your hands.
And then I throw it again.
Hell yeah!
No, I'm not gonna do that. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna run up. That was almost a dumb decision.
Okay. Hell yeah!
Sorry, because I was like, wait, I can't call it back after that again. I'm just gonna swing on this one.
Okay. So
Okay, that's an 18.
Nice, that hits. So yeah, as
Okay.
you like threw it and called it back, you were running as you called it back, and then jumped up and slammed down into it and deal
15 points of damage.
15 points of damage. Damn, that's good.
Jeez.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, it's 16. I forgot this is a +1 axe.
Yes, it is. Okay, so an extra -1 to the damage.
And there's also one more on the other one if you want to count it, because again, I forgot it was
Oh,
+1
yeah.
axe last time.
There we go.
Okay, action surge.
Oh!
Nice.
I want this thing dead real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 24.
Okay, 24. That
Okay,
hits.
well, balancing all things, that was a 1 on the damage die, so that's 7 points of damage still.
Okay, -7. Is that with the
All right.
+1?
That's with the +1 this time.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
it's another 19. Come on.
Mama
Okay,
needs a new pair of frost giant boots.
All right, and then 13 points of damage on
13.
that last hit.
Okay.
All right, that was a pretty good round.
It is still not standing, but it's still alive.
Is it? Has no
It's-
organs. No, I'm
it's-
kidding.
Yeah, it's not standing, it's laying down, because that's the only way it can squeeze itself through the doorway.
All right, and that will be it for Morwen's turn.
Alrighty, Cecily, it's your turn.
Mark, you're still on mute.
Ma-
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yay. My fan stopped screaming too, so that's good for now. Anyway, Firebolt, twin cast, one at Giant, one at Shadow.
Okay.
Might use a point of luck. Gonna roll for the Giant first. Does a 15 hit?
The Giant, yes.
Okay. And that is 11 points of fire damage there.
Okay.
And then... Does a 13 hit the Shadow?
Yes, just barely.
Okay. And that's only 4 points of fire damage to the Shadow.
Okay.
And that's it. Cecily, I mean, I guess, how hard would it be to open this door? Because at most I can do that if I can do that with a bonus action, just so that's not in somebody's way next turn. But if it's like not hard to open, then I'll just leave it.
You could. The issue is now from preventing it from being opened is the fact the two doors that the Giant like punched off are now leaning up against it. So like,
Okay.
Cecily could move them, just get them out of the way, and making it easier for somebody to open the door the next turn.
Okay. I will do that then.
Okay.
Use my movement / bonus action to just do that and get back into the same position. But as far as getting the door open, she hopes that everyone knows that will not be her part of this fight. Because
Okay.
it's about 4 times the size of her.
Yeah. Got it.
So.
Got it. Okay. Alrighty. Then we come to the Draugr. That was.
Right there, buddy.
Are you okay?
Joe?
Sorry, I muted myself while I was coughing.
I was like,
Did you die? Everybody quickly goes to the stream to see if I was zoinked up by some monster. Yeah. Okay. So Bianca, this Draugr right here is going to take a whack at you.
Is it the branded one?
It is the branded one.
Okay.
So it will take those 4 points of damage. Okay, so that's going to be a 12 to hit, which is a miss.
Doesn't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Does it still take the damage because it had swung at you?
Deals damage to you, so no.
Gotcha. Okie dokie. All right. With that, moving on from there, Carousel, it's your turn.
Okay, gonna Dissonant Whispers the little ghosty thing in front of me.
Okay.
So Wisdom 14 from it.
Wisdom 14. Shadow. God. D&D Beyond is such a handy resource, but sometimes it just crashes, and I'm like, why? Okay, Wisdom. Okay.
Yes, Wisdom 14.
That's going to be a whopping 8. It's a miss. Or which is a failure.
It's gonna take 17 damage, and if it's still up, then it needs to get out.
Okay. It is not still up. The shadow just dissipates as you deliver the killing blow. There we go. All right. Dead.
Ooh, also Bardic Inspiration to Ashima.
Hey, all right. Okay. So, Ashima, you're inspired. How do you inspire him, Carasilla?
I mean, seeing he came over to help, I should just put a hand up onto him. Well, I guess down to him because he's short. Anyway,
Okay.
just say, I think your aid is needed elsewhere.
Okay. Alrighty. Sounds good. So then we come to a Draugr down here. This one is going to step in the middle of the circle. And they're going to attack.
Hey, Macarena.
They're going to attack Suni because Suni is the one who just breath attacked.
Bring it on.
And that is going to be a 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. D6. Bah. It's going to be 10 points of damage. 4 points of slashing, 6 points of cold.
He said 10.
Uh-huh. Okay, so
Okay.
that shadow is dead. This Draugr's turn now. Now, this is not one of the frosty ones, so this one's just going to swing in an attack. And it's going to miss with a 3 at Yasuni. Now we
Right.
come to the real problem. As now it is the Frost Giant skeleton's turn.
And who's he gonna target though? That's the real question.
I know, yeah. So,
Mystery.
Morwen, as you are right there, you see it as it's like scooting towards you, just breaking through the stone. You can see the stone beginning to bend, crack, and snap as eventually it's now breaking its way through. And eventually you kind of have to back up just a few steps as it just continues to push along until eventually you see, as you're just kind of standing in its way, its gaze looks down towards you, and those like wispy eyes of like glossy frozen fog just stare down at you as these two beams of ice shoot out of each one of its eyes, as I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, decent at these. Okay. Dirty 20.
30-20, okay. So, you'll take... Oh, that's weird. Make it 2. That's fine. Okay. Oh no. No, come back. Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry. You will take... Why am I bad at math? 18 points of cold damage, since that is a success.
Jeez.
And you avoid being paralyzed until the end of your next turn. As you can feel that those beams of ice hit you in the chest as your lungs just grow cold. Like when you step outside on like a -degree temperature day and you take in a big breath, how you can feel the ice begin to creep in your lungs. You felt that happen at an exponentially quick rate. You held your breath, you felt the warmth inside of your body, channeling that light of the Dawn Bearer and of the flame itself, warmed yourself, and resisted its effect. However, it's going to continue to push and break through, and I need Morwen to make an athletics check. Contested with this creature's athletics.
23.
Okay, 23. So let's see. Plus 10. Okay. So that's going to be a 24. So it is going to just... Yeah, it's a big boy. So with that, it is going to continue moving the rest of its 40 movement speed, breaking through the area, and it is just going to push you with it. So 5, 10, 15, 20. And I guess it'll stop right there. As it now enters the room, and you can see the roof is just tall enough where it now is beginning to loom and stand and look down on the 4 of you. All right. But that is the end of its turn. Come up to Ashima. Ashima, you see this frost giant, a skeleton version of it, but standing in the room with you.
Okay, 1 second. Needy cat.
No, you're good.
Okay, so... Okay, I am going to move in a little bit closer, and Ashima is going to just try and throw the big boy off balance by, okay, I'm going to do a couple things here. Going to do, start striking at the ankle and like foot bones on the frost guy giant. Anyways, so I'm gonna do 2 attacks with the quarterstaff. I got a 20 and a 21.
Okay. Alrighty, sounds good. Those both hit.
Okay. 11 plus 10, so 21 points of damage to the quarterstaff, just striking on there. Nice. Then I'm gonna flurry of blows, just frustrating, like just hacking away, trying to get him off balance with the right foot. It's gonna do an elbow drop and then just begin like elbowing right into his foot. Because it's a David and Goliath thing here. It's not going to look too glorious.
I don't know. Sounds pretty glorious to me.
All right, so 13 and a 23.
Get 23 hits.
Okay. That's going to be 10 extra points of damage to 31 total.
Nice.
And then maybe last thing. I want to spend one more point of ki. So with one of them, I'm going to try and send a reverberation of ki throughout his leg bones and use a stunning strike.
Okay.
So it's going to make a DC 14 con saving throw, which he'll probably get, but, you know. Shit, I forgot to do. I'll use it the next round. Just write a sticky note here.
Okay. Con saving throw. DC 14, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so that is a 4 plus 6, so that's actually going to be a 10, which is a failure.
Oh, thank God.
Sickness.
That, like, jolt of ki makes it stunned until the end of my next turn.
Alrighty, hell yeah. Petrified. Let's see where's stunned at. There it is. Stunned. Wah, 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 wah. Alright, Frost Giant Skeleton has been stunned. Okay.
Yay.
Bianca, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to shoot a bitch and cut a few. So,
Nice.
yeah, I'm gonna do on all three in front of me a swing, and a shot.
A swang, and a shot.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're gonna just go left to right here. So first is a swing, and does a 12 hit?
Does a 12 hit? I actually think it does, actually.
Oh, yay.
Yep, it does.
Okay, next is a swing. And I bet a 9 doesn't. I didn't before. Wow,
No.
some low rolls. Okay, and
Oof.
then a shot. Boop, boop, ba-doo. 26. Okay, so
26,
that
all right.
makes no fucking sense. Anyway, all right. So then for the first one, it'll be 5 plus 8 damage. And then on the last one, it'll be 13 damage.
Okay. Alrighty, so
That's my turn.
with that, on the one that you were focusing on, that is enough to drop it dead.
Woo. So I'm gonna move that brand to the one right in front of Bianca.
Sounds good. Wom, 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 wom. All right. So then we come to, ending Bianca's turn, we come to the one that is in between, to the right of Bianca and Suni. That one is going to, Bianca, having seen you just tear at that one, is going to begin to tear into you, or is going to attempt to. So that is a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So that is going to be 3 points of slashing damage and 6 points of cold damage.
Okay.
9 total. Alrighty, Suni, it's your turn.
Okay, give me just 1 second. I'm trying to read what this spell does really quick.
You're good.
Okay. So.
Oh wait, can I have my reaction?
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, sure. What were you?
Hellish Rebuke. I keep forgetting about it. So
Oh.
can I Hellish Rebuke him?
Yes, you can. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know where to find my spells on D&D Beyond yet. Oh, there they are. Spells. Hellish Rebuke. Use. And that'll be 8 points of damage.
What's the saving throw? Because I think Hellish
fuck,
Rebuke is
that's
a
how that works. 11.
11. All right.
A dex saving throw.
That is a 6 plus 0, so it's going to be a 6, so it'll take 11 points of damage.
Well, 8 points of damage.
Oh, 8 points of damage. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, 8 points of damage. Oh, which is actually more because it is a frosty boy. So as you sort of, as it brings the axe down into you, cutting into you, your blood is like like fireworks as soon as it meets that frosty energy, and you can see that it just sends shock waves up through the axe, causing cracks to form all along the sides of it from that immediate expulsion of fiery energy.
Woohoo!
Okay. All right, Suni, it is now your turn.
Okay.
Again.
Suni is going to grab his left sword with his right hand, so he's holding both of them in the one. And in his hand, you can see these kind of this green light emits, and this kind of pile of seeds forms into his hands, and he's going to sprinkle it on the ground and back up a little so that I don't get hit by it. And he's the seeds start to kind of, the magic emitting from the twists and turns, and this blaring light comes out of the ground where Suni was staring. And he's going to cast Moonbeam.
Nice.
So it's a 10-foot radius, or not, a 5-foot radius. So I think I should be able to hit these 3 guys without hitting anybody else. In some way, shape, or form.
You'll hit yourself.
Can I? Okay, then I'll just back up even more.
Okay. So you would
That's
take
a lot of opportunity
you
attacks.
take 3
Yeah, it's
opportunity
fine.
attacks. Okay. All right.
They've been pretty puny so far.
Okay. All right. So we
Knock on wood.
have top one that is frosty. That is a 19 plus 6 for 25.
Mm-hmm.
We have the one that is dazed by Bianca. That's a natural 20.
Okay.
And
Thanks for doing this, Joe.
I know. I promise, Cameron. I promise I'm not lying.
Is that the one that was branded though?
It is, yeah. So it takes the 4 psychic damage.
Yes, it do.
And then the last one, that is a 16.
Okay. All 3 hit.
God damn it! Okay. So that's going to be, let's see. First one is 3 points of slashing and 6 points of cold.
so 9 total.
9 total, yep.
Okay.
Second one, that's another 3. So that's 3 points of slashing and then 3 points of cold. 6. And then the last one, oh shit. The second one was a natural 20, so add an extra 6 to that last one.
Okay.
And then the third one is 5 points of slashing with an extra 3 points of cold.
Okay.
Did you sputter out as you were standing to run away, or are you still up?
I'm still up. But very, very barely.
All right.
Ugh.
So in fact, I'm going to, I was right here, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm up here. And cast Moonbeam on the 3 of them. So they need to make,
Yes.
what is it?
It's like
Constitution saves. A success, or a failure is 2d10 radiant. A success is half as much.
okay. That's 10 plus 3. That's 13. That's another 10, 13, and that is a 3 plus.
Sweet.
So those are all failures. So 2d10.
Okay. Well, that's a 5 and a 9, so that's 14 points of radiant damage.
Okay. Okay, you said how much radiant damage?
14. So the light kind of starts to burn these like very, very like dull white and green lights of flame, just kind of looking on top of them as they're standing in this beam of light.
Yeah. So these creatures, as you throw down that moonbeam, that radiant energy filtering through the air, pretty much obliterates these creatures. As this one was already pretty close to death's door, but will just re-enter. But this one that was standing in front of Bianca was not looking that rough, and with that moonbeam, that was enough damage to send it down, as it effectively is vulnerable to radiant and fire damage. So, and then this one will take the 24 points of damage. All right, that one is still standing. So we only have one standing in this room. Then we come to Morwyn.
All right.
I'll my brand to that guy.
Okay,
All right, so this thing's stunned, so I have advantage on these hits, right?
that is true.
Okay, that's a 27 on the first hit.
Okay, that hits.
for 9 points of damage.
9.
Does stunned get auto crits, or is that not a thing?
That's paralyzed, I think.
Paralyzed. Okay.
Okay, and then a 24. Ah, wow. I'm definitely... This is a good die. And then 18 points on the second one.
Okay, 18 points on the second one. Very nice.
And Morwen's going to second wind.
Okay.
And she got 12 points of HP back with her bonus action.
Okay, sounds good. Alrighty.
And that will be it for her.
Sounds good. Cecily, it is your turn.
Mark, you're
Mark, are you muted?
Anyway, firebolt on the frost giant, and then if it's still up, quicken spell to firebolt it again.
Okay.
And Cecily is going to be aiming for its eye sockets, just because I want its skull to burn on the inside, and look like a Halloween decoration.
What a phrase.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay. So, first one, we're looking at a 16 to hit. And 14 points of fire damage.
Okay, 14 points of fire damage. Sounds good.
Alright, and if it's still standing, I will just quicken spell and do it again.
Got it.
Okay. With advantage, and alright, we're looking at an 18 to hit for the second one.
Shit.
And a total of 8 fire damage.
Okay. Alrighty. Cecily, with that, 8 points, that is enough to do it. How do you want to do this?
Hell to the yells, my jables. Okay, so I want to just keep throwing tufts of fire at it. And I imagine they're like, they don't quite catch every time, but she'll just keep going until a fire starts inside the skull with whatever, 100-year-old fleshy bits are left down there. Mm-hmm. And I want basically the entire thing to singe and melt from within as the bones all collapse and the sinew stops holding them together.
Hell yeah. Yeah, just bolt after bolt after bolt until, like Ghost Rider, the skull catches a flame. And any of those fleshy bits that are still there, they just serve as kindling for the fire, the hearth that is burning within this massive skull. And the massive amount of heat that it is letting through, eventually you can see the giant begin to bob its head until eventually that magic that's holding it together just breaks and snaps along with the bones as it clatters and falls down onto the ground.
Nice. Alright, and then for the end of her turn, she will turn to the door and say, "Okay, part 2. Hope Suni's not dead." And attempt to start pushing the door, and obviously I don't have the action economy to roll anything, but...
How terrible would that be if he was, and she said that? Oh my god.
I was going to
Jesus
say,
Christ.
why are you targeting me with that comment? Bianca's in here too, but I have a single hit right now, so that's fair.
And that's why she knows.
Oh god.
She knows Bianca is up, and if she was down, it's because you went down first.
Oh, jeez.
All right, Carasilla, it's your
She
turn.
knows.
Let's go to Carasilla's turn now.
Well, I mean, talking about opening doors, that's what Carousel wants to do.
Okay.
Oop. Is that not? I don't know. Will let me? Yeah, okay.
No. Go ahead and make, as you move up to it and you just try to push into it, it doesn't budge. You need to actually exert force using your action. So I need you to make an athletics check with your -3 to your strength score.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's a 16.
16. Okay. Yeah. With that 16, you are able to push and budge until now it does seem to burst whatever was holding it together and open up. You can see one Draugr is left standing.
It'll probably die if you just let it get to its turn, but
I mean,
I don't know.
she has nothing she can do with just the bonus action besides Inspire, and I don't know how helpful that would be. So she's just gonna, like, after opening it, walk in, realize the situation, and I guess, yeah. Whoop.
Okay. Alrighty, so then we come to this Draugr, which I believe it only takes the damage at the beginning of its turn once, right? It's not both times, right?
What do you mean both times?
Because, like, most spells that have an effect like that, the creature either takes the damage as soon as it's summoned or at the beginning of its first turn. It's usually never both.
When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it is engulfed in ghostly flames that cause searing pain.
Okay, so then that means it would have taken the 2d10 radiant at the beginning of its turn right now.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
then it would have its turn. So you know what it's gonna do?
It's gonna hit me.
Yeah, it smells the fear. All right, 5, 10.
And the 20, was it 28
20.
points of radiant wasn't enough to get it? Because that's just sad.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. So you did 14, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Was it doubled?
It was, yeah. So it is
Yeah,
still
that's sad.
it is just barely
This
standing.
wasn't even the ice one, was it?
No, this is just a regular one, yeah.
That's just sad.
As it's just like lumbering towards you, Carasilla, Bianca, you see it as you can see it bring its axe up towards Suni, and that is a cocked die. And that is a 16 to hit.
That's my AC.
Okay. Alrighty.
4 points of psychic damage.
So yeah, as soon as it brings the axe down into you, Suni, your last image is just the brain of this, the skull of this creature imploding and exploding. The bone shrapnels fly out as you drop onto the ground, unconscious. As this creature drops onto the ground, dead. And with that, combat is over. Suni is unconscious in the corner of the room.
Per the usual.
Per the usual.
I'm pretty sure I ended the
Continue
last
making
combat
your way over
counter.
and cure wounds out.
It's just
Yeah,
sad.
Cecily this time is just gonna point at him. Be like, somebody.
7 HP hit points.
7 hit points.
7.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank
7.
you.
Yep. Don't forget about the point of exhaustion too.
Do you have true? Because you went down in the last one, right?
I think so.
Did you?
So
Wait,
yeah.
did the point of exhaustions go away? Because I don't think I've been acting with any. And I went down.
Oh, so yeah, you would have a point of exhaustion. Yep. It's per
I'm pretty
time.
sure like 3 of us went down in the last fight.
It was
just
Ashima,
abilities.
Bianca, and Sunig, right?
Yeah, so that's 2. Nice.
And short rests don't get rid of that, right?
No, it's long rest.
Where can you have exhaustion on here?
Joe put a little eyeball next to us.
Yeah, on D&D Beyond, I'm not super sure.
Uh-huh. Let me just write
Some
it down.
conditions, it's at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
The little tab it pulls out.
Oh yeah, so like right underneath your
Oh,
HP,
neat.
Underneath my HP.
there's
Mm,
conditions.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And then you
So
can,
click on
you
that.
can add it.
Uh,
So Suni being at 2 points of exhaustion, you have your speed is halved, and then the rest of you with 1, you have disadvantage on all ability checks.
Maybe we should take a nap. For 8 hours. I don't know.
Just in here.
Yeah, you know.
Seems real cozy.
I mean, we need to take some sort of a rest for Suni, right? Because he's at like 7 HP.
yeah, I mean, I can put 20 points of, or 25 points of, or 30 points. How do you do math? 5
It's
times
30.
6?
If
30?
you're saying lay on hands, yeah. It's
Yes,
30.
I have 30 points of lay on hands because I don't think I used any last session.
I don't
But
think
do
you
you
did
want
either.
to use them up all now, though, is the thing?
No, I guess not.
Because I think you and I are the only healers, right? So.
And Ashima.
Ashima can
I,
heal.
yeah, I'm a,
okay.
I'm a half healer.
Yeah.
Apparently, Bianca has a greater healing potion and a regular healing potion. I
Hell,
just found them.
hell yeah, Bianca.
Was unaware.
Wonderful.
Nice.
So if we're not taking a rest, she'll probably use one as well, because she's not looking the greatest.
Well, then, are we short resting at this moment or no?
I mean, Morin's fine, so it's up to you guys, whatever you guys need to do. But she's
Because
okay.
we just had one, I don't know.
We just had a short rest, not a long rest, though, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know if long resting here is ideal.
Yeah.
No, I would.
I can
protest
just
against
use
that.
some of my I won't use all of it, but I can put in like 15 or 20 and be okay.
Okay.
And just live with limping.
Yeah.
Yeah, Suni, you're pretty sure that your ankle is either sprained or you have some type of fractured bone.
Ugh. All right.
Nice.
Stabbed.
Yeah.
Well,
Ooh, actually, you know what? It's more like frostbite because of that last encounter. That's
Yeah.
really more so what it's like frostbite in your foot.
I'll give you a +7 extra. I'll burn a key point real quick.
Yeah, you don't have to do that, Connor.
Too late.
Okay.
I already the dice were already rolled.
Fine.
How much is a greater healing potion and how much is a regular? I forget all the time.
4d4 plus 4 and 2d4 plus 2, respectively.
didn't we also get potions of giant strength at some point?
Yes, so I have 1 potion of fire giant strength and 1 potion of frost giant strength, but the problem is I wasn't near the giant ferocity.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel relevant to use it on Draugrs, but it could have been great on the Onkeg. Not that I had a turn, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm almost wondering if, because I just remembered them, and I think they mostly
Maybe,
bump up your
yeah.
strength score, right? So those might be.
But
Things
does
that
anyone
hand.
else want one? I've just been holding on to them.
What does it bump it up to?
I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so when you drink this potion, your strength score changes to 25 for 1 hour. The potion has no effect on you if strength is equal to or greater than this score potion. So yeah, it just makes you. Yeah.
Extra strong.
I mean, as the
Strong.
strength-based fighter of the group, Morwen would certainly vibe with that potion. She might not
Yeah.
pop it right now, but it'd probably be really helpful.
And
Right.
the frost giant one changes it to 23, so not as high.
I mean, it's up to you and
That's-
how you want to distribute them, because Morwen doesn't even know you have them.
She's just been holding on to them because I think we were like, meh.
When did
Yeah.
we get them?
I don't remember.
Sometime after Poe left, because otherwise he would have had them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so she'll give the frost giant one to Morwen right now, but I think I'm gonna do the greater healing potion for me right now. Actually, Suni, what is everyone at? Is everyone okay besides me and Suni?
Yeah, I'm good.
I mean, I'm around half at the moment.
Morwen's almost perfect. She got hit like one time really hard, but her second win brought her up most of the way.
I have 14, but I still have 30 points of lay on hands that I can use whenever I feel like it.
Okay, I'll just pop the greater healing potion then in.
Chug,
Yeah.
chug, chug.
And I just got hit by a door, so I'm fine.
Okay. Well, there's that.
Well, Suni, when he wakes up from being unconscious, is just going to say, well, I think that went pretty good.
You think?
I've had worse. And
You
he'll reach
have.
over and grab his second.
I think that's more about the others going bad, Suni.
I mean, but less bad than bad is still less bad, right?
Well, less bad doesn't mean good. Okay, we're gonna move on.
I don't know how to delete the healing potion. How do you use it? Why is this?
Let me take a gander here.
Because I can click on it and read it, but I can't use it?
Potion of greater healing. So if you click on it, you should be able to like see the text where it's like you regain 4d4 plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then underneath there should be like quantity and then remove maybe.
Yeah, I'm using the app on my phone. So no.
I don't know how to help you there. I can do it if you just want to roll the 4d4 in
Yeah, I already
GTT.
rolled it. I just
All
couldn't get rid of it. And I was like, I know I'll forget that I used it. So I'm trying to get rid of it
Right.
before we just, oh, I have another and I didn't remember.
There you go. It's gone now.
Okay, cool.
All right. So then are you also giving the frost and fire giant to Morwen?
I was going to give her the fire one. Do we want more? Do you think, do we want both or do we want, I don't know.
I
was
just
thinking
don't.
having.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's good to have them in multiple pockets.
That's
I'm
kind of
just
what I
not-
was thinking. Like if we get split up again, I mean, not
Yeah.
to say that always be Morwen and Bianca on the other side, but like it could be good to not
Mhm.
put it all in one basket, like how Bianca's been holding all the potions. So
Yeah, that's fair. We could also give it to Cecily, and her strength would go from 8 to 25.
yeah, that
And
could
that'd
be
be pretty
also
funny.
really. Actually, we're doing that. Cecily gets frost, Morwen gets fire. I think that's a good.
Okay.
So
I don't know when I will use that at all.
Promise
Oh, no,
me you
never mind,
do,
I do.
though.
No, never. I just thought of how. Never mind.
Okay.
We got it. We're good.
Well, there could be a day where you just need it, you know.
There will. There will.
It's gonna be to choke slam Poe if he ever comes back.
Or punch Odin right in the eye.
In his good
Yeah.
one.
she's gonna
Yeah.
challenge more into arm wrestling and drink the
Or
potion
that.
a minute before she challenges her.
Man.
Well,
Well, okay, so I guess we explore the rooms, and then the only other path to go is down the stairs, right?
Mhm.
well, yeah, that top room where
Or-
the giant came from, Morwen's very interested in.
Or the giant hole in the tomb room.
Yes.
There is that.
Because
All
that's a
good
tunnel,
options.
right?
It's currently blocked off. Like, it looks like the stone kind of collapsed from the ceiling and blocked off that area. To the south way. Here, I'll move you guys back real quick.
So it's blocked off down here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just depends how close you want to get to start taking stuff down.
Well, Cecily
Is it-
will check out the north. Well, that's
I'm
that'd
We
be-
should probably all stick together if we're gonna
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
Wherever everyone else goes, Bianca's going with them.
Come along, we must find out if there's more. If there here be more giant. Wait, what's the name of the episode?
There be
Yeah,
giants.
plural. Okay, so everybody be alarmed.
Plural.
Is there anything interesting on the giant's body?
Make an investigation check.
I count 10 potential potions of giant strength.
Yeah, actually. Should probably collect a lot of the stuff.
18.
18. So the interesting thing is the body is picked pretty clean. You can see that just from looking over the body, a lot of the bones in certain areas, like the spines or the rib cage, are fractured. Not necessarily broken, but they had been damaged before the fighting ever began.
Nice
so-
to know that this thing was way stronger back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, more so like trauma. Like it was in a fight before it was in
Mhm.
this fight.
Like recently.
You can't quite tell since it is undead. It doesn't have the same ways that you can sort of determine how old or fresh something is. Because
Mhm.
Tell if it was like pre-death.
yeah, you can tell that it was pre-death. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Because those wounds didn't affect it in its fighting here. But you can tell that for a normal, like, living, breathing creature, it would have. Okay. So, all of you begin to...
I ain't gonna go next to that thing.
What thing?
Yeah, what are we looking at
Sorry.
all the way to the
Oh,
north?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
know
Soon he
this
sees
is-
it and says, I ain't fucking with it this time. I've done
Uh,
enough damage.
That is another tomb, another a stone sarcophagus up there.
Hmm.
Is it like still covered over?
From where you are, make a perception check. Just looking at it from a distance. Just want to see if there's something Ashima notices.
22.
22. Okay.
Nice.
It is shut, but it has not been sealed. With dwarven stonework like this, typically when something is sealed, like some of the other sarcophagi, they are sealed almost airtight, where it's like seamless. This one has been made, the lid has been set on top, but you can tell that it hasn't been sealed in yet.
I'll call after Morwen to sleep. Careful, you two. That tomb has not been properly interred. It's not sealed.
Oh, and yep, okay. Sealed. And she'll turn to it and summon her third hand, which happens to be called Mage Hand. And then
The one
she'll
that can only
just.
lift, like 10 pounds.
I'm not lifting. I'm gonna tap and just kind of see if anything goes off.
Okay. Tap, tap. With the mage hand, nothing happens.
Okay. And then I will do a sweepy motion with the mage hand to see if any dust flies off.
A little bit. Not as much as some of the other places.
Okay. So that might imply that it's been messed with more recently than some other stuff. Okay, well, it's about as much sleuthing as I'm prepared to do, so I guess Cecily will very quietly and gently try to approach it now and see if there's anything she can, like any text that's going to be on it when they get closer or something.
Yeah. So, Cecily, you can approach and you see that after getting, right about there is text on it. It is in a dwarvish script.
So she wouldn't even know what sounds to make, right?
No.
Okay, then. Well, then, yeah. She'll just dwarf again and just kind of walk away from it, because not much she can do about that.
Well, there is something I can do about it if you give me 10 minutes.
It's pretty close-minded of you, Cecily.
Well, yeah.
I'm good waiting 10 minutes for her
Yeah,
to
that's fine with
cast
me.
the spell.
But if it has another trigger on it, then we might end up in another situation as before. So I guess be on somewhat guard.
I mean, do we see any, besides like the one tomb that's sealed, like these others look like empty coffins, is that correct?
Yeah, all of the other ones, they are busted or broken. I will have you, Morwen, make an investigation check if you are going to take more than just a cursory glance.
And Carousel will start casting Comprehend Languages as a ritual.
18.
Okay. So, as you begin looking around, you can see that any of these things off in the corners here, at first glance, they are mundane wood crate coffins that seem to just be shut and covered in dust. But as you begin to poke around and investigate, you can see that these areas are littered with tools of some kind, of devices, things that would be used in, say, maybe investigation or experimentation of either magical properties or in the alteration of creatures. Now, it seems as though most of these items that could be considered magical have been expended, and they've used the resources and were just left behind.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to be that there was some type of experimentation or some kind that was done here.
Morin will pass that on to everyone else.
Well, that's not pleasant.
Perhaps the most troubling thing of all.
Do any of these tools look like the hammer thing that I found in the last dungeon at all?
Yes, actually. Some of the tools do look similar.
Hmm.
Ooh, do any of them have the same kind of text anywhere? Even in just this room?
Based off
That
of
Bianca would
Morwen,
notice?
yeah, based off of Morwen's 18, nothing in this room, as far as you can tell. After Morwen points those things out and you guys kind of make those connections, not as far as you can tell.
Okay, from this point on, Bianca will kind of keep an eye out to see text similar to that wherever we go next.
Did I ever get rid of the hammer? I don't think so. I still have it, right?
think so.
Did I
don't
give it
know.
to somebody?
I don't have it.
This
Unless
was
you.
before our time.
Did I sell it to that merchant we ran into?
No.
I don't think so, right?
I don't think anybody would let you.
I don't think so either. But it
Yeah.
sounds like something I would have asked about.
No, if anything, you may have given it to Old Poe because it was dangerous. But
I don't feel like I did though.
no, I don't think you did either.
Okay, can I these other tools just for the sake of a collection and the dragonborn dragon brain, he's
Uh-huh.
gonna pick up a couple that look similar and put them in the bag of holding as well.
Okay, all right. So on top of the hammer, you now have something that is like a serrated scalpel.
Sweet.
And we'll say
bread
Someone's
knife.
gonna pay big money when I have the entire collector's set.
no, but it's tiny. It's tiny though.
Tiny bread knife.
Yeah. Or a serrated scalpel.
Uh,
So
serrated
Steak knife.
herring bread knife.
okay. And there is also something that almost looks like a a bear trap. It's a little bit smaller, and it has a crank at the side to adjust the tightness or looseness of the grip.
Nice.
It's important. It's going to be on the test later, so I hope you wrote that down. Okay. Alrighty. So, carousel with that. At about that point, the 10 minutes passes, and the text on the tomb clears. And you do recognize some of the script and even some of the words and some of the names, as you've read it once before in here. And on this tomb, you can see written on top of the sarcophagus, it says, "Here lies Enlil Bani, leader of the Dawi clans, radiant lord of the Dawi."
Well, we've found our Dowie Lord from earlier, I suppose. That is, if he's still in there, or if he ever was in there.
Why would the Lord not have a tomb that's entered? Interred?
It may be that somebody has broken the seal, or that he expected to come back. I'm not sure which is worse. They are equally terrible.
Not if
Morwen,
whoever-
you think these people were messing with undead? Is that what all those tools are?
Morin just kind of shrugs. I know what the tools do. There's no way for me to know what they did with them.
And the tools look similar to the hammer that I found from before.
Right. With that monster making thing.
Morin kind of looks over to Carousel as they're both in front of this tomb. What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, I'm not quite sure if there's much to think about unless you want to desecrate some remains.
Do it.
They started it, but we can just walk away. I just don't know.
I leave the choice up to you.
No. You're gonna pull that card. Oh, okay. Anyone else want to weigh in on this? As Morin kind of glances back at like everyone.
I mean, I'd take a peek.
I want to see.
Well, I don't know if I want to see, but I feel like there's something going on here we need to know about.
I would second that.
Okay, just get ready to act in case this unleashes the end of the world or something.
Well,
We're
it
already
seems
here.
as though this tomb has already been disturbed and desecrated many times. We can hardly be faulted for desecration.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even interred.
And Morwen will grip the lid, for lack of a better word, and start pushing.
Okay. So, sorry, I'm just doing something.
Calculating how many d10s of damage you're about to take. It's
Like,
8.
steps back.
Not only Morwen just had to give you shit for it.
I can stand next to you, and you can get a bonus to any saving throws in case something attacks you.
Yeah, but you've gone down twice, so I think Morwen will just take the risk on this one.
Okay.
I appreciate the thought, but I really don't want you down a third time in case this is really bad.
We can both get advantage on the saving throw.
Can you imagine if it turned into Morwen succeeded and Suni failed?
Well, of course that would happen.
Yeah.
Wah.
Womp womp, as Joe would say.
Womp womp, indeed.
All right. So, with that, yeah, okay. Okay. Got it. All right. So, Morwen, with that, as you step up near and you go to push into it, I need you to make...
talk me into this.
As you push into it, there is this flash of green light in front of you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Decent at these.
Poison haze. Ugh.
21.
21. Okay. That is a success, which is good, but you still take half damage, and I need to use the dice roller for this because it's a lot.
Okay, thank you for not letting me stand next to you.
Good. All Morwen. I can even imagine that moment in roleplay. Suni was like, I can help, and Morwen was like, no.
Okay.
No.
Morwen,
Bleeding from all these wounds. Yeah.
you succeed with that flash of green energy. It's not poison. It is not acid. There is just this flash of necrotic energy in front of you as you push, and because of your success, you take 44 points of necrotic damage.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Are you still conscious?
Oh yeah. Morwen's
Okay.
a badass.
I think Suni would have just died.
She looks a lot less like a badass right now.
Morwen, with that, as you are pushed back 10 feet from that blast of necrotic energy, you can feel for a moment as it hits you, whatever that energy would have been, if that would have dropped you to 0, you feel as though that magic would have consumed your soul.
Oh, she's just like lying on her back. Just the necrotic energy, like it just looks like she has all this like dead skin over her.
Suni will run up and pump in 10 points of whatever it's called, lay on hands.
Thank you.
I'll come in with a bit of...
Yeah. Cecily, while those two are healing, will do what Suni recommended last session and ready a spell and just look very closely at the tomb.
Okay.
10
where
points.
did Where did the energy go? Did it just like appear and then disappear?
Yeah, it was
Is
just a
something
flash.
Floating?
Nope.
Okay.
And then it's gone.
Okay. Ah, she gets up and dusts herself off. So Ishima, you healed for 10 points as well, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Cracks her neck as she stands up. Okay. Let's try that again.
You took that like a fucking champ.
Yeah. We'll see how I feel in the morning though. And she'll walk forward
So
to peek in.
as you now continue to push it off, the interesting thing is as you push it off, you see 3 things of interest within this tomb, within this sarcophagus. For one, at the very bottom, at the foot of this sarcophagus, you see a glowing, swirling orb of bright, white-hot light. In the center laying flat, you see what looks to be some type of bronze rod of some sort, tapered at both ends, almost like to a spear tip, but engraved in to look like flowers and vines. Still all of it brass. But the thing that is most concerning to you, Morwen, is there's no body in here. Period.
Okay.
Dust, no
sorry.
remains, no nothing.
Hey, gang, good news or bad news first?
Bad.
Oh, it's bad.
There's no body in here.
I had
Not even
thought
like
as
an
much.
outline or a remain or anything.
Well, that
I had
could just
thought as
mean that the
much.
body that's meant to be in there is still alive.
That maybe. But we got these though, and Morn will reach in and pull out the glowing orb and the double spear thing, however you described it, the rod.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait a moment. Does that and Joe, does that rod, the spear, look anything like the one Loki was using?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah. No.
You mean
This
the one
is
he threw at Balder?
no.
But he hesitated, guys. Anyways.
No, I was trying to think. No, Loki was using just like a regular sized spear that was maybe 5 or 6 feet tall. This is like 2 feet long.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
it's
you're-
more. It's a rod.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay. But you said there are like vines or something,
Mhm.
like not actual, but
Yeah, they're like
like an inlay.
yeah, exactly.
Cool.
I mean, looking at these things, I mean, obviously we would probably need to like attune and study them, but like, do they seem familiar from like a historical or anything we've seen before standpoint?
The runes on the rod.
Oh, or anything about the light orb as well. Like Morn kind of has one in each hand, so she's kind of glancing, seeing if anything about either of them looks even vaguely familiar.
Wait, but if there's runes on the rod, I can read it.
No, there aren't runes on the rod. It's just
Oh.
that's why I was confused. No, the rod just has the engravings of the flowers and the vines. The orb, yeah, as you scoop it up more, when inside the light bearer's gauntlet, it moves with you. Make a religion check. I'll say. And Carousella, I'd say you and Ashima could make one as well.
Trash. I got a 6.
What's the roll again?
Religion.
Maybe right.
But in her
Religion.
defense, Morn has like a really nasty headache right now.
17 for me.
22.
22. Ashima, you are the only one who is able to recognize this and what this is. And now what happened to Morwen makes a lot more sense. There are certain people that exist within the material plane, and Master Ashima, which not you now, Master Ashima, but your master, was one of the few people on the material plane who could do this. Others have been known to, but it's very, very rare, where these orbs, specifically the one that Morwen is holding now, is this like proximity mine for evil creatures. It is a ward to have them stay away. If not, if they get too close, it will detonate, dealing a massive amount of damage. And they've been known to be created in both radiant and necrotic forms.
And does this one look more of like necrotic?
No, this one looks radiant. This bright, glowing white orb.
This is curious.
You know what this is?
Vaguely. I've never created one for myself. It's something that goes across religions. Most religions have energy behind spiritual beliefs. It's hard to explain in one quick sentence or two, but essentially, the good of most religions can be deemed as radiant energy, while evil is often necrotic. That's not a simple binary, but you get my point. This orb, may act as if you had placed a bomb of some sort to detonate with, well, I presume, radiant energy from its appearance. But
Sounds useful.
when I healed you, I felt no radiant affliction. That damage was something else entirely, really. My apologies. It's all very confusing. But I do think we have an answer. This tomb has been greatly tampered with.
Well, more questions for later, I suppose.
I think we'll find something amidst the other rooms.
I mean, what
Hey.
about the rod?
is there any-
Examining the rod, is there any discernible, like, symbols or iconography that I can relate?
Yeah, I'll say with the 22 on the religion check, I'd say we'll carry it over into this. So
Okay.
these and Ashima, this is something that is like right on the cusps of Ashima's knowledge. Maybe something related to heroes from Loshar history, where there were some clerics or paladins, these holy people who were able to commune with their god to create these pocket dimensions so that the most devout and the most holy of these followers could, even in the darkest of places, they could have a breath of fresh air. They could have a moment to gather themselves. And just from the iconography and the feeling you get when you hold it, you get this feeling of security, of safety.
Why, this is not something I have felt in this lifetime at all. It was maybe 5 or 6 since one of us was born, well, here in the Western Salamander. Again, I'm truly straining my knowledge with this and only have superficial understanding, but well, you think most rulers get their power from the divine, yes? Well, it's no coincidence that you often see them in portraits holding a scepter and an orb. This rod or scepter, whichever name you really deem to give it, it is, well, for one, gives me a great sense of ease holding it. And 2, is a possession of a very devout follower. I can't really discern what divine it is, but, well, whoever owned this rod is well, must assuredly be reunited with their god now. 2 very radiant and holy, spiritually good artifacts. And yet, Suni, perhaps you can confirm the damage that I felt coursing through Morwen was far, far from holy.
Pretty nasty to be, in fact.
He does have the title for Radiant Lord of the Dowie, I imagine. Must have been at least somewhat of a good guy.
And
Makes
Joe,
sense that
you
you'd have similar good things on him.
You bring up a good point. So assuredly, the tomb must have been tampered with.
Does anybody
Or
know what a
we don't have much
Dowie
pleasure.
even is?
Decent question.
I can say for sure that even regardless of history checks, nobody would be able to. No, it's just lost knowledge to time. Very, very few people in the world know who the Dowie are.
Well, of course I know who the Dowie are. I mean, they're small folk, clearly.
Orin glances back at that giant thing we just fought. Yeah?
I would say, Ashima, you would at least be confident that in one of your past lives they may have interacted with the Dowie.
I may have an idea. The name does strike me as familiar. I'm not going to lie. I have no earthly or otherwise idea. But I know someone who does. And maybe at the end of the day, or at some point, I can ask them.
How? Kyo's not here. We can't do the sending thing.
Well, I don't mean Keothi, I mean myself. I just don't remember it.
Oh, shit. You mean you're gonna ask you from 1,000 years ago?
Yeah, precisely.
Wow.
That's pretty fucking cool. Not gonna lie.
It will drain my energy considerably, so I will not do it now. But perhaps later, when we're more safe.
Yeah. That'd be good. Because something definitely went wrong here. And I can't help but feel like my loving family had something to do with it.
Well, I mean, we at least know that there was some kind of disagreement between Tyr and Odin that caused some kind of fighting. Seems to be what was mentioned in the journal, at least.
No. I don't have anyone I can talk to about that. Maybe I'll just ask the wind or some shit, I don't know.
Well, I could see what else is in these mines. More answers further on.
That is plan A for sure.
Well, let's get moving then.
Okay.
Further down?
Further
Or do we
down,
want to
further
check
down.
out the hole?
Sorry.
I also thought of that, Joe. So
Sorry.
There is the hole, you're right.
You
Do
really
we want to
check on the
inspect
hole?
it, or do we want to just move on?
Well,
Last
do you
time we
mean-
looked at a hole, there was an on-keg, so like...
This is true. You know what? On hindsight, let's just move on.
Yeah, well, also now not in the greatest shape. Morin just took
Yeah.
like 40 damage.
yeah, I want to say to Ryan, you just saved my PC, by the way. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, buddy.
Because that if that would have sucked his soul in, yeah, I had 14 HP.
Yeah, I was.
It's a really good thing I passed. 'Cause,
Yeah.
even
I
at
was-
max HP, that would have killed me.
Yeah, I was crying when you were like, "I'm gonna walk up there with him so he gets +4 to his saving throw." I was like, "It's not worth it. It's not worth it."
Why would you worry about my character, Joe?
It's dead.
Why? What? You were more likely to live than Suni. Suni was dead regardless.
That's true. There was at least a chance.
Not just dead, his soul consumed.
That was
Yeah.
12d10 damage. All right. That ain't nothing. All right.
Oh man, you rolled low then.
Yeah. Well, it was
Lucky me.
88.
Not really.
88
Yeah, he rolled
total.
88.
Yeah.
I mean, he
That's
got
like
less
in
than
the-
60, so which is half of the max.
Well, yeah, you got when it was half.
Oh, wait,
yeah.
no, I passed. That's right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he was
know.
in the 70th percentile with
Oh.
88.
Yeah. Because
You're
I
right, you're
I
right.
rolled 3 10s with that.
Ow.
Pretty gnarly. Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway. Yeah. Ugh.
so are you talking about this hole, like straight south from us, or that hole that we think is the one the on-keg?
The
came out of?
straight south hole, not the what we are sure is the on-keg hole.
Isn't that just blocked off?
Yeah, it's
Wonderful sentence, by the way.
barricaded by rocks. So I mean, unless we want to take the time to just physically move them, it's not a path we can just walk down.
Didn't know if we wanted to investigate, just wanted to remind everyone, but I'm cool with ignoring it.
I mean, yeah, you know, I took my risk today. I say we just go down.
Yeah, we can just keep moving.
Yeah, I'm not compelled, I will say. I would gladly join, but I'm not compelled.
I did my part today. Let's just
Yeah.
keep moving.
Eh,
All right, so down the stairs we go.
Yeah.
Woo-woo.
All right. Sick. Nasty, ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty. So, with that, okay, Trouble. All right, Trouble. Let me go ahead and throw down your PCs down here. Cecily. Shima. Garicilia. Morewin. And Suni.
Yeah.
Suni. Let me throw that on there. Okay. Alrighty. So with that, let me go ahead and preload this just to give it a hot second to do something. So with that, you make another rotation down the stairs, doing what you can to do this as delicately as possible. Now knowing that there are things beneath here that are definitely things that you don't want to awaken. So with that, all of you make your way into the third level of these mines. Pull you all there. So you can see, heading down the stairs under the rotation, the stairs no longer go down. It is just completely toppled and crumbled by stone. But you can continue to see out that way, where that on-keg had crawled up from. And you can see this doorway in front of you here.
And you said the rest of the stairs going down are not passable anymore?
Destroyed, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that leaves one option.
Doorway. Oh, I gotta adjust my health.
Bianca will go first if everyone else is not wanting to do that.
I mean, Mormon will be at your side.
Okay.
I mean, I'm also always down to go first, but it just might not be the smartest thing for me to do.
Yeah, see, that's why I knew you were gonna say that. So I was like, I'll just... Okay, Bianca will open the door and look in.
Okay.
Just step in.
Stepping in, you can see that there is a small set of stairs that head down right here. About a 15-foot drop into a more central area.
Do I
Mormon kinda
hear...
looks... Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
go
sorry.
ahead. No, you. Go ahead.
I mean, do we hear or see anything significant yet besides just the levels?
Nope, not yet.
Okay. Back to Morwen.
Mormon will kind of look to you and nod and motion that she's going to keep moving forward if you are.
All right, then that's what we'll do. We'll keep moving forward slowly and quietly.
By the way, Morwen, you
We'll-
still
we'll
have that
attempt.
orb of radiant light within your hand.
Oh, I mean, I'd pocket that because that's a dead giveaway to our position.
Do you want to put it in the bag of holding?
Sure.
I'm sorry, but it isn't like,
What?
it's not like a crystal orb. It is literally energy. Like, it is just,
Literally a ball of light.
yes.
Well, maybe more when you
Wait, what am I
stay
supposed to
back.
do with this?
It doesn't
Wrap it in the cloak.
it doesn't glow or anything. It just is radiant energy.
And I can't put it in my pocket or nothing. Like what? It's just floating in my hand.
Yep.
It's like a ward. This is a good thing, right?
I don't know. The
Yeah,
last one
because
exploded and almost
the-
killed me.
Okay,
If you let
so
go of it, will it follow you around?
I don't know.
it
I'm
seems
scared.
it seems drawn to the gauntlet. Reason would
Okay.
stand to say that since you were attacked by green sickly energy necrotic, and this is radiant, it seems as though it triggered based off of what type of creature was approaching the tomb, right? There was a good creature approaching, so it exploded in necrotic energy. This is a radiant ball of energy, a good ball of energy. So, logic would stand that since you can control it, you could probably throw it towards a group of evil creatures, thus creating a detonation of radiant energy.
Oh,
That's
light
cool.
grenade, and it'll send them all to heaven.
Or hell.
Nah, the last one was gonna eat my soul. This one will send them to heaven. Just
There's like in the fields of Elysium, there is just like this zombie wandering around all these heroes being like, what did you do to get here? Like grenade.
The
Wait,
holy
but the orb
hand
eats it, then
grenade.
it doesn't go anywhere. It just like comes.
Oh, yeah,
consumed
it's-
by
it's
the
the-
orb.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just fucking around. But anyways, okay. Thank you, Joe. Good to know.
You're welcome. I figured I should extra clarify that.
Okay.
Is it like a similar type of thing as the thing that Cario had found in the dragon's lair? I'm just kidding.
No.
Okay. Because that was also
I-
like a glowing ball of light, right?
If I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember what Cario found, so I'm
That's
just
okay.
gonna.
I remember that the angel thing took it away from me after a while, and it burned him when he touched it. But he was also not a very
I
good.
do
person,
remember
so.
that. Yeah,
That's how I
was-
killed the demon thing.
Yeah, I was also under the assumption that it was like a Palantir or something.
Mhm. Trouble. Stop biting my kneecap.
Yo, Bianca, you coming?
Yeah,
He wants
I'm
to
stuck. I can't
play.
move. Oh, there I am. Now I'm moving.
Okay, I was like, I
didn't
really
know-
don't want to move forward until I have like a little bit of backup at least.
No, I just wasn't moving. I thought we were paused.
All right, Trouble. All right, buddy.
So now we're looking down into this room.
Yep, you
in
can
case
see
there's anything else we see.
a doorway right here, and the pathway seems to continue down this way. Oh, God, down this way.
But still no see nothing?
Nothing yet. No.
Ooh,
I guess we're
Oh.
moving.
that looks ominous.
What'd you find?
Oh, you'll see.
Well,
That.
haven't yet. Hold on. Found it's not moving my screen. My screen is froze. Okay, hold on.
Oh,
Hold on.
that's the same thingamajig.
I don't see anything still. I see nothing.
Sad.
So there are trouble. There you go. All right. Okay. So you can see coming into this area. For one, Ashima, you can see the doorway that is right here. But then Suni, Morwen, Bianca, and Carasilla, you would be able to see. Wait, Cecily, can you move? The game's paused. You should
Well,
not.
okay.
That was strange. And then trouble. No.
My game has been crashing every 3 minutes, so
Oh man, that's very.
I just wanted to be with the group. I didn't want to be all the way back there. I don't think she would do that. Just all right, I'll stand guard, guys.
Well, no, it's not that you like moved closer to them. It's that when the game is paused, you shouldn't have any control over your token. That was the weird part.
Well, I don't anymore. So,
Anyway.
Okay.
and I won't have control over anything in 15 seconds. I guarantee you.
Well. Yeah. All right. So, looking into this room right here, you can definitely tell that it is a much wider, much larger room. You can't see too much, but you can see these two very ornate dwarven statues that are sort of flanking the threshold of the room. And for what it's worth, you can see this area littered with corpses, and specifically Suni, Morwen, and especially Bianca looking that far, you can see a very, very large scattering of bones within that room. And you think you see 2 sets of large bones within that room.
2 of those things.
I mean,
Yeah.
action economy would be on our side this time.
Are they undead or are they just bodies?
Right now,
They're just bones.
yeah, they're just bones scattered on the ground.
Yeah.
Anyone want to go south?
But
No?
what if we go south and get trapped again and separated, and then they hear us?
I mean, that could be just as true north as it is for south.
That's true. I guess we could see what's south and hope for the best. See if we have to come north.
You want to check the door, Ashima?
Yes, yes, we should. Door.
There you go. Should be able to open it now.
I'm free.
Yes. So, peeking in, you can see what looks to be a ruined collection of books, a few cabinets, a couple of desks, and some journals.
Ah. Excellent. The most useful treasure trove we could have found. Books!
Healing potion? Oh.
Boo!
And he doesn't say that sarcastically. He's actually quite excited and like almost like giddily skips in.
I would have really liked a healing potion.
Bianca's gonna hand Morwin her one just rego healing potion, just in case if you need it.
I mean, how does Bianca look?
Bianca's okay. She's not fantastic, but she's okay.
And how does Suni look?
Suni looks like 14 hit points.
Morin glances at the potion, glances to Suni, and then just kind of like motions over to him, like, nah.
Suni has healing though.
Does he?
Yep.
I still have 20 points of land.
Wait, what? You dumped like 10 or 20 into me, and
I
you
put
dumped
10,
into
I have-
yourself.
I never put any into myself.
Oh, alright. Okay, I'll take it then. Thank you. Just a regular healing potion, you said?
Yeah, it's just regular.
Hey, I'll take
Yeah.
it. No problem. So the room.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, peeking into the room, as I said, you can see a collection of journals, books, cabinets, chairs, things that are mostly ruinous, but you're able to poke around and see if you can find anything of value.
Yeah, I popping in here, I'd like to just give it a looky-loo.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay. Not my
Russell, would you do the
forte,
same?
but apparently it is. That's a 21.
21. And then Carasilla, you can make one as well.
That's funny, that's not one.
Nah, wow. Carasilla, not being in the room, it doesn't help. So,
Details.
That's really wonderful.
Yeah.
Lies.
Is there... Cecily, I think everything has been in Dwarvish so far, and she's just going to pop in here and see if there's anything in a script she understands.
yeah, right around the corner you can see that there are a few books in the corner of the room, a little dusty, a little bit of mildew, that are written in common. They are they're cookbooks actually.
Ooh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything in Elvish by chance?
Yeah, you can see that in the back of one of the books. One of the books is traditional, like Thoralian recipes, and you can see that the author of the book, the chef who collected all these recipes, was Elvish. So there are some personal notes written in Elvish for those who can read.
Nice. Okay. I will just grab that book and peruse it so that I feel like I'm doing something.
Okay. Yeah, just so Mark knows, this is like a Mediterranean cookbook.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's Cecily is learning so much.
Spaghetti.
She's gonna actually try to see if she finds any recipes that sound like they'd be really good, and try to kind of remember the recipe, so she can relay them to the people that know how to cook later.
Oh, there's one that I know Cecily would like, and that is focaccia.
Oh hell yes!
Yeah. Yeah. That is probably, out of everything else, that is probably the one that sticks out the most.
Yeah, so she's gonna, while everybody else is doing actual important things to the plot, there's gonna be a moment where Cecily is like, oh, holy shit. And just like, very intently reading this one page about,
We'll say, what, did you find a clue or something?
no, it's better. Look at this. It's like oil bread.
What?
I know.
And on that note, we'll cut back to Ashima. And Ashima, as you're looking around, most of these books they're in different scripts, but they're things that you can recognize. They're just history books. But the thing that's odd to you is you recognize some of the names. Being somebody who's well-versed in history, anything you don't know, bouncing it off of Carasilla or Bianca, or even Morwen, especially when it comes to like history of like battles or fighting or war, any one of those three are able to kind of fill in the blanks with any of the titles of the books that you find. But then, right there, actually. Sitting...
He's going to go over to the little love seat or whatever it is.
That seat right there, when you get to that seat, you can see a small leather journal that is bound together by twine, covered in dust, but it doesn't have a cover on it. It's not a book that was printed. This is somebody's own personal journal.
Ah, wonderful. The best reading spot in the room contains the best reading material. Is it in Dwarvish?
No, it's actually in common.
Oh, and I can read it even better.
Yeah. So, Ashima, as you begin to unbind the journal and you begin to flip through, you can see that, like I said, this journal's written in common. There are certain like little things off to the side that are written in Dwarvish, which you could easily get Carasilla to sort of translate for you. Most of it, you're able to understand. And this journal, it follows from a different perspective what was written in Aaron Maryland's journal. But this journal is from the perspective of, and it says it right at the beginning, Enlil Bani, leader of the Dawi clans, radiant lord of the Dawi. The most recent entry being the 5th of Wintercourt, 1891. The only thing that's different in this journal, as opposed to what events Aaron Maryland wrote in his, is Enlil Bani. In his journal, he writes about what he did to this place. In his journal, he writes that he used the magics that he knew, being a cleric of the Creator. He created undead in these areas. He created monsterful creatures and lured terrible insects to protect what was left behind. And he lists out several items. He lists out the scales of Ariomlo. Ariomlo. Aaron Maryland's cloak. The axe of Laufey. And his own rod of sanctuary. The last thing on the list is Tyr's Circlet. With the disbanding of the Amaranthine Order, these halls would forever be cursed with undeath to hopefully protect these items so they should not fall into the wrong hands. The most difficult one to get to is Tyr's Circlet, which sits on the altar of the Creator, protected by a horde of undead. The last entry talks of Aaron and Laufey heading to Loshar to attempt to find him, referred to just by a pronoun. And he writes how he needs to travel to his ancestral homeland and attempt to right the wrong that they did so many, many years ago.
I'll have just read all of this out loud.
Of course, yeah.
To the group, for transparency. Shut the journal and say, I have a suspicion that Odin does not want us around simply as witnesses for whatever it is he's planning. I think these items are for him to obtain great power.
It doesn't make sense, though. I mean, we've seen the power that he alone is capable of, combined with the strength of his sons. Why have us come and do this?
Maybe he couldn't. Because
What would be
maybe he
stopping him?
needed... Similar to maybe why he had to dip Cecily in the dew and to open the door. Maybe Cecily has to be the one to get, I guess, maybe Tyr's Circlet?
But so many of these other things we've already found. I mean, couldn't Magni and Modi alone have done this? From what we've heard of them?
Easily.
We're still missing something.
Whatever pieces we're missing, I think it's imperative that we all agree and swear right now to not hand over these items or this journal, and he'll put it into his own bag, to anyone for any reason.
I can agree to that.
Yeah.
Sorry, there is one more thing that you would have found in that journal, Ashima, and as I was going over my notes, I missed this, and I feel bad. So sorry for breaking the suspension of disbelief here. But in the journal, it talks of the curse that he put in there. I said that. The part that I left out is the curse can be broken. If all 5 of those items are in the hands of those who the items deem are worthy, by wielding them and then shining the light of the Valkyries on those who have been fallen and cursed, will break it.
Could we repeat that?
Oh, there's more here in the back.
Yeah, it was in the footnotes.
Ashima, you stopped reading out loud. Say it again.
Let me repeat it. Carasilla, the dwarvish runes here are. Could you help me translate these?
Easily enough.
So, Carasilla, as you read it, you realize what Ashima missed, and you say it out loud. The fact that, should the 5 items that belonged to the members of the Amaranthine Order be wielded by those who are worthy, and should the light of the Valkyries be shined on those who have been cursed, the curse will be broken. Mm.
Then I guess maybe our answer is Odin's not quite worthy.
Seems like a lot of things don't deem him worthy.
Oh, nice.
But I mean, is this whole thing a setup? I mean, we didn't even have access to the Light of the Valkyrie until earlier today, and like kind of motioning over to Bianca.
Yeah,
So
I don't
was
think he
hell a
planned
plant?
that.
I mean,
don't
it
know.
sounds like we needed it now. Like, are we really thinking this is all coincidence? It seems too neat. We don't even know why he sent us here, and now all these pieces are falling into place.
I mean, us getting the items perhaps is a little bit more of the coincidence, especially if it finds any of us worthy, but I imagine with the Valkyries, Odin could have certainly pulled some kind of coercion to get Hel to help herself, I suppose, regardless of where Bianca was.
Right, he definitely would have tried. I didn't ask how Hel came to be at the party, unless it was specifically for me, but I doubt that. I'm sure Odin tried to build some sort of bond, but that didn't work out in his favor, I think. Regardless, I definitely think he made an attempt. I just don't know if I don't know if it was an attempt out of something he knew, if it was for something completely different. Sweats in Hel McIntyre. Just saw that.
And if he wants all these 5 items, I mean, well, the chances maybe he missed one and just keep it hidden in the bag of holding.
I can leave the axe here and throw it down the pit where the Ankeg was.
Well, I know you want that axe. I don't think we need to get rid of any of them.
Yes, but I can call it back to me as long as I'm on this plane.
In that case, do with it what you please.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Wait,
Yeah, I mean, what?
the whole.
That axe, in the flying and the throwing.
Yeah, like, yeah, I can leave it anywhere, and as long as I'm on the same plane, I can call it back to myself. So, if we go back and Odin needs all these items, we didn't find one. At the very least, he can't have it.
I mean, you could also give it to him so that he thinks he has all of them, and then when he's about to use them, just yoink it away from him. It'd be pretty funny.
It leaves a little too much up to chance for my taste, as much as all of our
Right.
plans tend to do.
Also, like Morwen pointed out before, he could have just come and got these all himself. We're not on an errand run. I think he needed specific people.
We were also told that anything we found in here we could keep. Not that that really necessarily has to mean anything, but that's what Magni and Modi said.
No, whatever
Consider the
Odin
source,
wants, he
though.
takes, it seems.
True.
Again, we're probably thinking too much. We still have work to do here, apparently.
Yeah, let's just get focused on not dying.
That's
Well said.
always step 1.
Well, we know where the next portion is.
Right. Before Ishima read and like finished reading the journal, I was gonna have Bianca look through the books and whatever's there just to see if there was anything about the Dowie specifically, the Dark One specifically, or like demons and devils making pacts with humanoids. I know it's a long shot, but I figured I'd just ask.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Okay. Go into my skill. $23.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah. So as you are looking through these different books, Most of them have been dug through by Ashima, just looking for anything of note, finding different histories of the world, histories of wars, of conflicts, things like that. But there is one thing that you stumble upon that is very interesting. You find a history book that is rather bland at first look, which may be exciting to you or to maybe some people, but in a high-stakes situation like this, not necessarily the most important thing. It is a history book over mythological or fictional figures in different cultures. Something that, while may have some relation to what's happening, not necessarily the most important to your current endeavor. However, you decide on an off chance, knowing that mystical and having known that most people assume the Dark One to be a fictional character, not to be a real person. Not a real entity. You decide to flick through it to see if maybe you can find something. And you find a book. As I said, written by a Serlina Farron, associate professor at the College of Hearthcrest. Dated almost 350 years ago, near the founding of the college. So the College of Hearthcrest is only about 375 to 370 years old. So this book would have been written right around the time that the college was founded. This book mentions several entities in it. But there is one that continues to emerge. A similar entity of a similar fashion in multiple different cultures. And you see it come up about 5 times. So you see, once this entity is referred to as Soulblinder, an entity that exists outside of the realms of everything that consumes life and souls. There's also Sightblinder, an entity from a native gemstone archipelagan culture that is about blinding someone to the true beauties of the world and twisting them into darkness. There's also Light Eater, an entity that is one day in Western Salamander mythology that will devour the sun, that will devour all light, until there will be nothing but darkness that remains. They're also in Tarkirian history. There is this entity known as the Shepherd of the Night's Flock, which is this entity that wanders through the forest, searching for lost people, and brings them into his flock, makes them part of his family, makes them feel as though they have a home. And then finally, the 5th and final one is from an ancient culture that existed within Iverion before the founding of the nation itself, when those lands belonged to other people. And the name hurts to read. There is something evil just about the words written on a page. This is just parchment this is just ink on parchment, but the name is watching you. As you read it, You think it in your head. Draharasil. And as you do, you can feel this pain in your temple. As just reading the word, you take... let's see... 14 points of necrotic damage.
Oh my god. Damn.
You
I mean, it's not what happened to Morwen, but...
I was about to say, some of us took like 40 earlier, but you know, I'm sorry for what happened.
You immediately speed past the word, and you continue to read the rest of it. Feeling these like veins kind of bulge in your forehead, eventually the pain subsides. As this book talks about, this section talks about the manipulation and corruption of an entire nation. That now all that's left is ruins investigated by archaeologists within the College of Hearthcrest, and how this woman hopes to find evidence of their existence. And evidence of this. And you can tell that she's going to write the name again, but it's up to you if you want to read it again.
No.
No.
I'm
Okay.
good. If I know it, I know it.
Yep. You shut the book. And I will say, Bianca, after reading it, you can only imagine what would happen if you were to say it.
And she won't. And she'll put the book down with a sigh. Sune! No!
Well, we all ready to move on?
Yeah, I've seen enough.
All right. North it is.
Okay.
Boop, boop.
So Morwen, as you get right up to the threshold, you can see sitting on this pedestal, there is an altar on the opposite end of the room. You can see a statue of an androgynous figure. And in their hands, they're holding a circlet of some kind. But you can see, whoa, back up.
Hey, I'm sorry. I wanted to see. I can't see.
Yeah, sorry, you were literally motioning to something, and I was like, Morwen literally can't see that far, so I was scooching her forward.
It's okay, that's okay. All right. So, standing right at the threshold, you can see it. There is a statue, and it is maybe 80 feet away from all of you. And you can see, like I said, that circlet. And reason would have you believe that this, sitting on this statue, surrounded by all of these corpses, is Tyr's circlet. Now, it's very obvious to all of you as well that the amount of bones on the floor here, this is not a fight that you can win. It would be pretty clear to all of you in this moment that your only chance of doing this is to get the circlet and then try and dispel the curse. Not here.
Oh, bitches.
So we could dispel it by Bianca lighting the fire
We would
on
need
her
the-
lantern?
We still need
We're
the
still
other
missing-
item, right? The scales or whatever?
Yeah, we have not got those.
Well, you also don't have Tyr's circlet.
Right.
Yeah. But, like, we can see where the circlet is with the
Mhm.
scales. Like,
Yeah, we don't even know where those are.
Wait, what were the rocky things that we picked up? Those weren't scales?
The what?
The little
The-
rock, the slate pieces.
Oh, actually, that might be a good thought because it did. Well, it's like
Are they
It's like-
scales?
Do they seem like scales, Joe? Now that we're looking at it with new context.
I mean, not like Desmond's scales, but I mean, they are thinner pieces of granite. I mean, they were left behind, and they were in an equally as important chest as Aaron Maryland's Gleeman cloak.
Hmm. There's other hallways and rooms. What if this is a trick?
Does anybody have identify?
No.
Don't think so.
Nah.
Well, okay, so Joe, it's up to you, but Bianca she has the alchemist feature of like being able to look at something and examine it and then figure out what it does or what its purpose is.
Is that just for potions, or is that for magical items as well?
I mean, it's not focused on magic. I think it's more so just like items. But I can't.
Okay.
Did we decide if it's magical or not?
I'll say that with the pieces of
Definitely
granite, you could do that. With
Okay.
the cloak or the axe or the rod or the circlet, even when you get it, that wouldn't work. But
Yeah.
these pieces of slate are a little more natural. Something that an alchemy set could maybe have a little help in identifying.
Okay. It does take like time though, like probably like an hour. I don't remember. I need to look at the feat. I think it's like 30 minutes or an hour or something like that. So it's not like quick.
I
I'd have
don't
to, like-
have the feat, but since Suni has knowledge of alchemy, could he help her to expedite this?
Yeah, we'll say it cuts the time in half.
Okay, so let me find where it's at. Okay. Beep beep a doo. That's not it.
Oh, love Family Feud.
That's not it either. Do I not have it on here? I used to. I could also Google it. I know I have it somewhere. Yeah, it's not in my features or traits. Okay, that's fine.
I think it's an hour, so that means it would be.
I think it's an hour too, so we could cut it down to 30 minutes
Mhm.
if we're cool with that.
We could also. No, that's fine.
Okay. Well, Sony and Bianca, let's go to our like corner and start to look at it.
Yuck. Science rule.
So-
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
So over the course of the hour, or over the course of the half an hour, you are able to deduce that these scales are indeed magical, and you can deduce that they are indeed scales. They are based off of some scale-based creature. Now the thing is, with this feature, you would be able to tell that, same as there are different types of dragons and dragonborn, these scales, each one of them came from a different creature. They are magical. It seems as though the scales themselves need to be awakened somehow. As of right now, they're just dormant. But they still do possess this sort of magical nature to them. And they seem to have some type of, not necessarily magnetism, but some closeness to Suni. As the plates, Suni, when you adjust them, they tend to be a little more malleable or flexible when you try and move them, as opposed to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't specify in the little journal that they had to be awakened to break the curse, right?
Nope, they just had to be wielded by somebody who was worthy.
So is that all the items then? A rod, the
Yeah, minus the
Yep.
circlet.
Everything but the circlet. Yeah.
But are we sure it's not like we need to attune? I guess if we're getting the circlet anyways, it doesn't matter. There's no
Yeah.
time for that. So it's like we need to attune. Then oops, we're dead.
What exactly were the instructions to end the curse again? Like specifically?
Once
Ahem. Should the items of the five of the Amaranthian order be wielded by those the items deem worthy, and the light of the Valkyries shine upon them, the curse could be broken.
Yep.
Okay. So the scales deem Desmond worthy, the axe deems Morwyn worthy, What do the other ones deem worthy?
I mean, the cloak we can guess for Carousella,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then we still have the rod.
Aaron said in his journal if you fancy yourself like a bard or a storyteller, so I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then Ashima's got the rod, and it seemed to, yeah. I mean, it's a rod of sanctuary, so.
And I would assume that we could give Cecily the circlet.
Yeah.
I have the
Or wait, who's
fire.
dealing with the rod?
Ashima.
Ashima.
I feel very sanctuary.
This is true.
But yeah, Joe did mention that when I held it, it gave me a
Right.
sense of.
So that's all 5 of us would have an item, and then Bianca would have the lantern, and then boom.
Cecily, could you run up and Misty step back here while Bianca prepares an action to shine the light?
Well, get a sense as soon as I start moving for that thing, there's going to be hordes, so.
We'd have to do it like immediately.
Yeah, just maybe help me clear a path.
Let me go first. I have a plan.
Alright, if you're sure.
I'm not, but it's the best plan I got.
So, yeah. So Cecily will let Morwen go ahead, and she's just gonna be ready to lightning bolt / lightning ball swarms of undead if they show up.
And everyone's got their stuff in their hands.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my thing, but yes.
All right.
There, I'm gonna
That's
read it.
before you move, either of you. Just make sure you're acting quickly and don't make any dumb decisions, please. And just double inspiration to both Cecily and Morwen.
Yeah.
How far away is the circlet?
About 70 feet.
Okay.
65, 70
So,
feet.
and Misty Step can only do 30 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we all get within 30 feet of it, and Cecily can get back here, and the rest of us can hold everything off, and Bianca can hold an action. I know I'm metagaming, so I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to think of the safest way to not die.
I mean, we're also assuming we're going to take the circlet without a fight. Because there's only like a being holding it. Like it's in his hand.
Right.
Or their hand.
A
Sorry.
Is it a
statue.
being or is it a statue?
It is a statue.
Oh, okay, well.
Wait, is the statue of the creator by any chance? Because it's an altar to the creator, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So is the being, does it look like a depiction of the creator?
It's a little hard to tell, honestly. It just looks to be an androgynous person. Their head is shaven. You can see that they have maybe small points to their ears. An elf of some kind, maybe. So you're not sure if this is literally the creator, or if this is more just maybe someone's depiction of the creator. But why would it be in a Dowie ruin if it was a depiction of the creator? Why would they choose to depict the creator as an elf? Or maybe just some high priest, maybe?
Right, so it's not like any of these would be, I guess, typical depiction things. Just thinking, because with, I guess, Carousel and Morwen's, like, dealings with Anira and all that, like, if anything there is clicking to what they know.
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
Okay. So what's happening? What are you doing?
I'm just
Bianca?
waiting for Morwen to cross the threshold.
Do we?
We're just gonna move as a unit.
I define or divine sense one more time to just bloop out where all of the dead things are, or is everything that's laying around presumed to be undead?
Yeah, everything laying around is presumed to be undead.
Okay.
It
Cool,
is.
cool, cool.
It is a horde in this room, just waiting
Nice.
for someone to cross the threshold.
Well, yep. Then that's what I'll do. I'm gonna wait for Morwen to cross the threshold.
Yeah, can we go grind so I can get my wall run?
I'm gonna pump myself.
Oh god,
with
that
the
music
other.
stopped with Joe laughing at the same time. No, no, I'm hanging up. Bye.
So, Joe,
Yes.
based on what I know from earlier firsthand experience, if I throw this like white globe, do I think it's gonna activate?
Probably yes. As soon as it comes into contact with evil creatures, you can assume, yeah.
All right, well, it's about to get real loud in here, and then we're going, everyone.
All right.
Sorry, last question, Joe.
Yeah, yes.
Since Morwen is a being that is like good or lawful or whatever, does she think this thing would hurt her?
No. Since it hasn't been hurting you as you've been holding it, you can assume that it wouldn't hurt you as it detonates.
Okay. Guys, this might be really dumb, but it's also probably going to look really cool.
Fucking bet it will.
And she just kind of breathes, and she's like trying to kind of psych herself up. And then just holding this light orb, she just runs straight forward as fast as she can, waiting
okay.
for this thing to just explode, basically.
Okay. All right. We'll say that you get up to your movement speed. Okay, so move to wherever your movement speed would take you.
Okay. Ruler. I believe it was like right there. Let me just double check. Nope, one more forward.
Okay.
Right there. Oh, like dead center ass of the room. Hell yeah.
All right. So you run and sprint, and as you do, you can see all of these undead just begin to slowly shamble up, and you can see, let me go ahead and move you just out of the way for a hot second, as just as an idea, as a small portion of the undead that rise, right? You see these two skeletons rise up, like all of them around the room. All of these Draugr all like having that ice magic dragging off of them. You run up, thrusting the orb into the air, and as soon as you do, you see this one stand right in your path. You just jam it right into their chest, and all of you see Morwen consumed by a flash of radiant white light. And Ashima, Cecily, Carasilla, Bianca, and Suni, for a moment your heart drops as you hear these like screeching noises from within. As Mormon, go ahead and roll 12d10 for me.
I'm just gonna do a dice roller on that one.
Yes.
That's what he said.
12d10. Sorry, 1 second.
It's okay.
64.
Okay, alrighty. So with that, you jam it into the chest of this creature, and you can see so many of them, Morwen, around you, obliterated. As in this moment, you are surrounded by divine wealth and health and life. And for a moment, you feel everything around you fade as you just float aimlessly in sanctuary and health and life. A moment of serenity. And you are immediately pulled back as you tear to fall onto the ground from that explosive amount of radiant energy. The light subsides. The rest of you see Morwen standing in the center of the room. All of those undead that were there, so these ones, and these two giants are just obliterated. But in that moment, you can see all of those were obliterated, right? All of those were destroyed. But in that moment, you can just see from the other two doorways, more of them just start to pour in. Just so much undead. But there is a fairly clear pathway to go now. So Cecily, what are you doing? As Morwen is down on the ground, you have to take a moment to catch your breath, Morwen. What are the rest of you doing?
I will action dash bonus action Misty Step just to get to the circlet as soon as possible.
Okay.
So that should take me. That'll be 90 feet. So that should take me the whole way.
You get up there. Okay. So you get up there and.
I can't see. Is that it?
Oh yeah. Here, let me. Wait. Stop moving.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Cool.
All right. So you get up there, and in that moment, you reach up to grab the circlet, and as you make contact with it, Cecily, you have this flash of a life that you never lived before your eyes. So much memory and life in one go that it is overwhelming. As you clasp onto it, you can see the circlet that was once rusted and grotesque. That rust peels off. The opulence of this circlet returns. A golden band to be worn around the head. A gold that sparkles and shimmers like topaz. Same as your eyes. As you hold it in your hand, you feel an attunement to this item already. The circlet of Tyr. A connection is formed. And with that, you can see that the undead, as they begin to pour into the room, they begin to have this look on their face of confusion almost, as they begin to run towards Morwen down in the ground, and these be by you, Cecily, they begin to run towards you. But with that, the circlet is in her hands. Cecily's done her thing, Morwen's done her thing. What about the other four of you? Are you doing anything?
I mean, I'm assuming we're all just entering the room, right?
We should all get in the same position, right?
Right, get as close to them as possible.
Okay.
Maybe crowd around Morwen offering support. I don't know,
I
since
mean-
she's down.
We're gonna have to run.
Yeah, we don't have to run, I guess. Well, Bianca's going to approach with the lamp out, kind of ready to just like be cleric-y, I guess, and like pass these lives on to the next, so that their souls are not wanderingly aimless anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Return them to the Raven Queen.
So we're
Axel
all of...
wants to dash up so she's near Morwen.
Okay. So then, Cecily, are you moving... Are all of you clustering together?
Yeah, I would
Might as
cluster
well.
as soon as I can.
Okay. All right. So with that, they all start to run in there more when you can now finally get back up on your feet at this moment where there are just these waves of undead now rushing in towards all of you, just pushing all of you together, right? In this like small cluster here. This like little triangle sort of pushed together, mashing into one another. All of these undead just bringing up their axes, trying to cut them down towards you. What I'd like everybody to do, Bianca, as you're getting ready to light that lantern, trying to light that flame and hold it up, I'd like Carasilla to make a charisma check. I'd like Cecily to do the same. And I'd like Ashima and Suni to make dex checks, and Morwen to make a strength check, okay?
Yep.
And Cecily and Morwen, you guys are inspired.
Yes, and you can use that here.
Yeah.
And I imagine I don't still have my inspiration, do I?
No, it would have worn off.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's a 17 from Carousel.
17.
18 from Morwen, using the
18.
inspiration.
18 from Suni.
Okay.
15 from Cecily.
With inspiration?
Yep.
Oh! 12
Okay.
for Ashima.
Okay, so as all of these undead are rushing in towards you, this is just all of you like trying to keep them back as far away as you can from getting near Bianca and getting near all of you, right? You can feel these items begin to course through you, begin to act through you. So, Carasilla, as the cloak is just kind of like passively wrapped around your neck right now, as you are just kind of moving through and you are trying your best to use your different bardic magics to corrupt the minds of these undead, trying to keep them away, there is a moment where you sort of click with the cloak, and for some reason, you just feel compelled to reach into the cloak. And as you do, you reach into this pocket that wasn't there before, that only you found, and you pull out 3 daggers, and you just toss them. Using the knowledge and the magic you have as a bard, using that magic, you're able to conjure these daggers and just throw them. And they stick into these 3 different undead, dropping dead, and you just keep doing that. This moment of heightened realization with your cloak, with this item that you found, just being able to pull out these things and throw and toss and throw and toss. This Gleeman's cloak having some type of magical ability hidden within it that is still left to be discovered. Cecily, putting on the circlet, you don't necessarily feel your magic heighten necessarily, you feel more clarity. You feel less chaos, even less so now. And you feel the ability to concentrate on more than just one spell. Focusing back and forth, you're able to conjure these two different spells that you know require your entire mental fortitude to do, as you just channel back and forth between the two, maintaining both of them, lacerating through these different groups of undead. Morwen, hopping to you, obviously with the Leviathan axe, spinning it around, throwing it, creating these wide arcs, just lopping off the heads of these undead, keeping them away from Bianca to the best of your ability. Suni, you in this moment are able to whip together your hook swords, and the thing that's interesting is you, in a strange moment, after whirling around the hook swords, for some reason you grab into the bag of holding and you just pull out one of the scales instinctively and hold it up to your head, and there's an axe that flies and just ricochets off and slams right back into the face of that dwarf, that undead that had thrown it at you. Swinging the swords around, you put the scale back in the bag of holding, gripping on and swinging around some more, dealing more damage. Now, Ashima, you are a little exhausted from what you've been doing and just trying to keep everyone safe, swinging your quarterstaff, twirling it around, still being the monk that you are. And with that 12, you're not necessarily able to keep pace with everybody, but what you are able to do is in this time, you instead focus on these things that you have been taught, which is not just malicious harm, but also healing. And in those moments where Carasilla or Cecily or Morwen or Bianca or Suni may have been hit or slashed or cut, you take a brief moment blocking strikes with your staff to reach back to them. And not with your hand, but with the rod. You tap it onto them, and anytime Ishima taps you with this rod of sanctuary, each one of you get this vision of an idyllic land, a safe place to be. Crashing waves, a beautiful building, whatever you dream it to be, it is. And you feel this breath of fresh air, this moment of reprieve, the second wind as you continue to cut and slash and throw and cast. As Bianca, in that moment, as they are cutting through and slashing through, eventually flicking your fingers, channeling that hellish magic within you to light the lantern, as all of them are beginning to work with their items, you lift up yours that you just recently got. And as you pull it up, facing it in the direction where you are currently out in that pyramid, you can see these undead just drop. Immediately. You can see these wispy, soulless green shadows emerge from the bodies. And you can see and hear all of them. Thank you. Thank you. As you just begin to wheel the lantern around the entire area. As the undead stop coming. As they drop, as they fade, and as eventually all of the undead stop attacking, leaving the 6 of you standing there, alone. These items at your side, having just freed all of these souls, knowing what you have now, and seeing what they were able to do. Not just that, but after shining the lantern, feeling this power, feeling eventually it reside, you all 6 see something very strange. The skeletal remains of the giants that had been almost incinerated by that radiant light begin to coalesce. They begin to come together in 2 separate piles. Bones clinging. Radiant light forming around them. A flash, a bang. Bone and sinew. Not just that anymore. Flesh and blood. As you see standing 15 to 20 feet tall in front of you. 2 giants. 1 man, 1 woman. They look to each other. And they look down at you. And on that note, that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session.
Damn.
Woo!
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
There you go.
There's giants!
There be giants.
There be giants.
We also did not
There
get
might
a
be
break.
giants.
We just split all the
I
way
know.
through.
I know.
Powered through.
Which,
Yeah.
I need food.
Yes,
I need
go
to pee.
go get food. Yes, farewell, farewell. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the one-on-one shot between myself and Felicity and her new character for the Isles of Iverion campaign. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have some Harry Potter and Indiana Jones vibes. It's going to be great. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Very excited. Or tune in next Friday for the continuation of the Explorers of Ephera. See the 2 new PCs that are added to that campaign. Or watch this Saturday for the addition of Felicity's new character for the Isles of Iverion campaign. Or
That's a lot of me.
yes. Or, of course, next Tuesday to see Felicity a third time. If you would like to see the continuation of this story. What are the giants going to say? What are they going to ask? How are all of you going to manage with these new magic items? How are you going to hide them from Odin? They're obviously powerful. I don't know. I don't come up with
where I'm gonna hide
solutions.
the rod.
We
might
learned
tune
something. We learned something new about Ashima today. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
What? Hiding it in the bag of holding?
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you next week, or tomorrow, or Friday, or Saturday, or just whenever. We played D&D a lot. Okay, bye. Thank you. Love you. Bye. Okay, bye.